Game is starting in 3 minutes. I'm going to pull it up. Now, what's going to happen is during the quarter breaks and halftime, I'm going to be giving my Moneyline picks, as I would normally just post them on Instagram the day of Sunday. To make sure Chuba Hubbard is going to be playing. On my fantasy teams, I've got a few guys who were listed as questionable. Apparently, this is coming from this side. It's reversed. Oh, man. I open this one up, light up the room. It's a little better. It's still too bright. I would like to fix that for you guys. But also I wanted to make a template, like the border around the top that would say, the pocket and maybe some pictures, my prediction, things of that nature. Didn't figure it out quite in time, but that's okay. We're still live and we still have got the game up. So here we are. The Giants are preparing to take the field in Munich, Germany. The national anthem, I believe, is being played. They're rolling out the American flag. I wonder, what are the Germans doing? Are they all doing the same thing? I'm sure they're being very respectful, as the overseas fans usually are. This is hooked up to my mic. That's why it's not giving me audio. We've got the national anthem on a violin. So I've got Malik Neighbors in fantasy football. I've got Chuba Hubbard. This is the same team. And I played Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow this week, who looked to be the best stack in fantasy football. That's when you have a quarterback and a wide receiver or a tight end. And the stack is when they complete a touchdown pass. That's points for both of your guys. So it's super valuable. So if I told you Jamar Chase's stat line was 11 receptions for 264 yards and 3 touchdowns, you've got to imagine that's a lot of points. And yeah, he's only had those 2 play, and he's got 89 points so far. I'll lower my seat a little bit. That should help with the lighting. Yeah, I think this looks good. It's a little dark in the background, but you do what you can. Can you hear the you're watching the game. Yeah, I'm still figuring out all the settings with all the equipment I have. I got a new microphone. I don't know if this is what it seems like you guys are hearing from, but I don't think I have it set up to the system sounds right now. This headset is hooked up to my PC, which is behind my laptop. So I believe the only inputs you guys are getting is the input of my voice and the video, right? So if you hear anything else, please let me know so I can do something about it. So I'm going to share this. Looks pretty packed. They've got some cards and they're forming an American flag. Oh my gosh. It's the entire stadium. So they must have put them underneath the seats. The seats are packed, it seems. Like maybe there's only a few, like a dozen missing in each 4 sections combined. That's pretty insane. So the atmosphere is probably going to be crazy. Malik Neighbors was right. Looks like it's a little cold. Bryce Young's got his long sleeves on. So I am just sharing this currently as we prepare to start the game. I probably could add time to get some money line picks in there, but they're about to kick off. Giants kick it off. It is returned by number 3 of the Panthers, and he's tackled by Isaiah Simmons. Looks like he got down to the 30, maybe a 31. Motion to the right into a trips personnel. They hand it off to Chuba Hubbard, and he rolls forward for a 5 or 6 yard gain. I said in my preview that if they figure out that they don't need to pass the ball with Bryce Young and they can just run the ball with Chuba, who they just extended after drafting Jonathan Brooks, then they're going to be fine. If they run the ball all the way down the field and score, this is going to be really bad for the Giants. They got to commit to the run game and dare them to pass. Bryce Young rolls out play action, tries to juke out Brian Burns, and just gets absolutely swamped by him. I mean, he looked so small right next to Burns. You got short quarterbacks like Kyler, but I don't know. Maybe Kyler's just a little more like, let's see right here. He tries to cut back and almost gets underneath Burns' arm as he dives in, but he couldn't quite get away. He looked a little slow on that. I think he could have made the move to juke him out. 5 wide. Bryce Young drops back, throws an in route, 5 yard in, and it's too short. The Giants defense holds. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm not really too sure about with the Panthers, or any team that plays a team like the Giants. Even if you're in 2nd and 5, you should just run the ball again, because you can say, oh, this is a spot where you are supposed to run play action. But the truth is, if you'll have inevitable success running the ball, then what's going to happen is you're going to go all the way down the field doing that. If you pass, there's a lot more significant risk for loss of yards, incompletions for 0 yards, or interceptions, strip sacks. The Panthers punt, and it bounces in the air, and it is fielded by – that's not Bryce Ford Wheaton. That's someone else with a dashed last name, and now Daniel Jones is taking the field against probably the worst defense he's going to play all year. So I have high expectations for him in this game to have one of his best performances, but inevitably the Giants are going to have to run the ball to set him up for that. So hopefully they run the ball 3 times in a row. Tracy's in the backfield. Chris Manhertz and Theo Johnson are on the field, so they're using 2 tight ends with Hyatt and Neighbors. Play action pass. There's a flag. Daniel Jones heaves one, and it's just out of reach for Jalen Hyatt, who gets pass interfered. So I wonder what that initial flag was. I hope it was an offsides, because that would have been a really smart move by Daniel Jones.
Thomas Aquinas, a very famous story.
I'm going to post this on my story, see how many live viewers we can get. So the Giants are at the 40. They motion Hyatt to the right, once again using two tight ends. He makes a move. He's got plenty of time and space to scramble, and he throws it away. Correct. One of my friends just texted me, run the ball. Absolutely. They have the two tight ends out there. And there it is, a handoff to Tracy, who's wrapped up and then met by number 94 of the Panthers for about a 2-yard gain. See if I can get this link in here. I believe the link I am posting is the one to access this. All right, so it's 2nd and 8, and this is where it's like, what do you do in this situation? You would usually think to pass, but in a game like this, I'm telling you, just run. Oh, 3rd and 8. Excuse me. Must have I forgot that one down. Oh, he steps up, rifles one over the head of Neighbors, who is open on a comeback route or a outside curl or a 10-yard out, whatever it was. That was a bad miss, and they're going for it. They're saying, we have something here on this drive, and we are confident we can get 8 yards. Tracy's split out wide, so it's 5 wide with Wandale in the slot and Theo Johnson on the line in between them. And you've got Neighbors in the slot by himself. Wandale motions into the backfield. And they're just trying to get him jump. Yup. I did not think they'd go for it there. 8 yards is pretty deep, even if you're confident you're playing a bad team. Are we punting here? Jamie Gillen is out there. See if I can get this microphone in frame. Yeah, that the announcer is saying right now that last play was a layup, and Daniel Jones missed that throw. Right after, of course, I was saying he would have a I said he would have a good game, but, you know, one missed throw isn't going to be too consequential. All right, so now it's going to commercial, and we are going to do some Moneyline picks. I believe I'm still live when I switch tabs. Let me just do it like this. So in the games this week, following this one, we're going to have Patriots-Bears. And let me see on DraftKings. Well, I'll get it ready so I can tell you guys what the line and the spread are. But just right off the top of my head, I feel like the Patriots are a competent team, but they are the very worst of the competent teams. For example, I feel like the Giants would be considered incompetent because you get something different every week. The level of preparation is inconsistent for the performance. So the Giants can be like the very lowest of like the scrappy teams. So they have a higher ceiling than the Patriots, but their floor is so much lower. And that's what makes the difference between them, because I feel like the Patriots are a much more consistent team. Either way, I think this is a huge defensive game. You've got the Bears defense. You've got not Bill Belichick, but Gerard Mayo, one of his proteges who played for him as the coach. And if Bill Belichick's history against rookie quarterbacks is any indication of what Gerard Mayo is going to be able to do, then I think he might actually give Caleb Williams some trouble. Now, I picked the Patriots to upset the Titans last week, and I think there's a chance it happens here. But I think ultimately the Bears will win because their defense is going to be too much for Drake May and, their kind of lack of explosiveness. So I would say the Bears would win that game 20-13. Now let's see what the prediction is on DraftKings. Got this pretty insane animation for the Panthers right now. I wonder if they'll do something for the Giants. Come on, where is it? Bears, Patriots. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the Bears are 6-point favorites, and the total is 38.5. So that's pretty close to what I said. I mean, I'm obviously at the under, but that's a 7-point win. Oh, my God, wide open. Bryce Young dropped back and had all day to throw, and it looked like Leggett either came back to the ball, had an in-breaking route that he was just, let's see, he's running a crossing route, broke it outside, and then snapped it in. And then Dane Belton, I mean, he backed off. I don't know if there was something coming from behind Leggett. No, it was the right receiver was running a post, but I don't think Bryce Young would have got that out there. I would have probably Leggett is going to be wide open. There was someone right on that guy running the posts, hip pocket. All right, they run a pitch to Chuba. Oh, my goodness. They ran a pitch with like a crack block and then one man pulling, and it was just wide open. I mean, they just completely collapsed our edge defense. I mean, Burns is getting blocked by a wide receiver. And then a missed tackle off of the pulling player. Dane Belton missed a tackle. Micah McFadden was able to chase him down, who's been pretty reliable, even though his ceiling isn't that crazy or anything. He seems to be someone who finds his way to the ball. And as a number 2 next to Bobby Okereke, it's pretty good. All right, looks like we send a nickel blitz, and they have a college, we call that play zipper. You pull that backside tight end or anyone just to kick out the backside. Panthers are in 5 wide. Xavier Leggett. Banks held up his fist after that play like he did something amazing, but just because he held him short of the first down, you're going to celebrate? He's a rookie wide receiver, and you're playing against the Panthers offense. And you know what? They've averaged more points per game than we have, so they're a more competent offense than us in some ways. I mean, we missed a wide open pass, and Bryce Young seems to be hitting them. They do a nice pitch to Chuba. Banks just has no chance against him. Chuba jukes out, number 31. Wow, this is a lot right now. I mean, I know I said if they ran the ball that they would just have success. They've completed like 2 or 3 passes. They have been for actually it's been like 3 or 4, but they've been for a good amount of yards. But correct, there's no edge contained against this run game. Right up the middle with Chuba. He churns forward. Yeah, the missed tackles. All my Eagles fans in there. This is a Giants live stream. I know Quinyon Mitchell is good. And yes, that one dude, 76, Deontay Banks has been getting caught lately. He's been getting caught all year. I'm pretty sure he leads the league in touchdowns allowed. Joey Cartwright, fire Brian Dable. I don't think that's the answer. I don't think that's the answer to our problems. Like, he made the play call on third down that got Malik Neighbors open, and Daniel Jones missed the pass. So tell me whose fault that is. Oh, my goodness. They ran what looked like a wheel route to Jalen Coker, and Flott breaks it up. A lot of people give me hate on Flott, and he has bad games. But if he's like our fourth corner and you're getting that from him, just like can consistently break up passes and kind of be there against a guy like that, yeah, that's what you need from him. We need another corner in this year's draft, not a slot corner. We need an outside corner who can be dominant. And if we can push Banks to our number 2 spot, then I think he would be a lot better. Bryce drops back, scrambles, and it's wide open. Jatavion Sanders? Yeah, I told my buddy yesterday, I said, I think Jatavion Sanders just might score against us because we're just that type of team that allows a rookie tight end to get wide open in the red zone. Looks like we were running a zone coverage. Simmons, he made contact with him and then just completely let him go. I mean, it looked like it started off in zone, but then everyone started following someone. I mean, at some point in the red zone, you have to use common sense when you're covering. If everyone's trailing someone and you think it's zone coverage, then just follow the man that brushes through your zone. I mean, making those switches is very difficult when people are crossing paths and things like that, or going behind you just like that. So I don't really understand. I mean, Isaiah Simmons is such a talented player. And there's always this draft type about linebackers who can do absolutely everything. And there were 2 guys that really stand out to me with the level of draft hype they got, and that was Micah Parsons and Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons actually went higher in the draft because he was so much more of a cover guy. Micah, I believe, played a lot more like kind of middle linebacker, and like they would just blitz him, and that's how he got his pass rushing moves. Where I'm going with this is these guys seem to just kind of work out the best on the edge. I mean, you look at Micah Parsons, and a huge part of that position is athleticism. And Isaiah Simmons has that. We saw it on the blocked field goal. He hurdled a man basically without even touching him. But I think we should just put him on the edge. It's kind of a shame that we never really tried that too much. We've blitzed him, but it's been out of the nickel. Dable holds Danny Dimes back. Well, that would be like the 4th or 5th coach that apparently holds him back. So Quignon for Defensive Rookie of the Year or Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, my God. Dable lost mad weight being with the Giants. If he had hair, I wonder if he would go bald. Yeah, well, he was already bald, I guess. So can we see some Malik Neighbors action? We tried. We tried actually in our most important situation to get him the ball, and Daniel Jones missed him. Threw it right over his head towards the sideline. I mean, don't you want him to get yards after the catch? Look at the size of this bagel. It's enormous. I love New Jersey. Yeah, if you want to hit the Panthers money line, now might be a good time to do it before it more time goes out and it starts to look more convincing. But I predicted 27-16. So if the Giants are going to do that, all they need to do is complete the passes that they're rarely calling. On those 3rd and longs, these plays are going to be open, And Daniel Jones can't have a Vikings game where he's throwing it in the dirt or throwing it over people's heads. Daboll's depressed in New York. Yes, he is. He is depressed. I mean, look at this defense. We lead the NFL in sacks currently, and we have like the highest sack rate since 2000, but we have the worst run defense in the league. I mean, it's not in yards per game, but in yards per carry, it totally is. And we've been actually competitive in most games, even though if we're trailing by like one touchdown, it's not like you're getting blown out like the Panthers were, and teams are just giving their running backs like 35 carries, hand it off to Singletary, and he gets 10 yards, and that was a nice run. Evan Neal is out there at right tackle. We moved the Luminor to left tackle. He's probably not very happy about that. He says he prefers right tackle, but I was wondering. I mean, Zudu and Hubbard have their strengths and weaknesses, but in the end of the day, they're not, conducive to a good piece of an offensive line. At least Evan Neal has talent, right? Or even put him at guard, I was thinking. But, all right, 2nd and 1. We throw a little bubble screen to Wandale after he motions, and he gets some yards after the catch. And how much did he get? About like 1 yard. I complain all the time. Anytime someone makes contact with him, he can't slip away. He has to juke them out or make angles. And I think because teams tee off so much on our short passing game that they're so ready to tackle him, I think if we had a more explosive passer, he'd be able to have more space underneath. Since the benching, Bryce Young quietly been very solid. Yeah, I mean, he got the win last week against the Saints, who aren't very good. But when you recognize where they've come from this season, yeah, I would say he's looked a lot more comfortable. Hopefully, I guess he learned some lessons on the bench and, went out there without as much shell shock like Daniel Jones had, because Bryce Young definitely had that after last year. So I did say, reacting to last week's game, that I was really curious why we didn't use more 2 tight end sets. And we still got 3 wide receivers out there, but we've been doing a little bit more this game, all right? We're passing on – it's a screen, and it's not there at all. Yeah. I mean, this Panthers defense is not something you shouldn't be able to carve up with simple passing schemes when you have guys like Neighbors, Hyatt to do runoffs, and Wandale to do the flats. I mean, I think it's more than enough. And we have 3 tight ends. You want some of that bagel, Tom? Barron's. It's amazing. Huge bagels. Neighbors and Tracy touchdown, please. Yeah, I almost put that in yesterday. Oh, my God. 3rd and 6, and we run like a curl route to Wandale, who wasn't even past the first down marker where the ball was thrown and where he broke. And Neighbors just looks wide open on a corner route. I mean, I didn't see where the safety behind him was, but how you don't target Malik Neighbors on that play, unbelievable to me. There's a flag on the Panthers. Why is Singletary on the field? Tracy is your best player on offense. Yeah, I would say it's Neighbors. Or, I mean, when Andrew Thomas is healthy, obviously it's him. Illuminar's been pretty good. Runyon, not bad. Van Roten, he's not obviously been the best or anything, but Daniel Jones has never figured out how to run a screen. No, he hasn't. I don't know if it's like the defensive lines or – see, there's got to be a list of things when you play against a bad quarterback that you can kind of guarantee their offense is going to run because they know that the opposing team's quarterback is limited, right? They muff the punt and they still land on it at the 9-yard line. Well, that could have ended up better, but it is what it is. So, as I was saying, like screens, right? slants or like simple mesh concepts. Most of these things are underneath, and your defensive line isn't going to be as ready to stay back and prepare for a screen if they feel like if you have too long in the pocket, you're going to shred them, right? By either throwing intermediate passes or deep passes. They're going to be more likely to, kind of be ready for something underneath like that. So I think part of it is that they know he's bad, and the other half of it is that he can't extend. He can't adjust to these, difficulties. He can't change his arm angle. He's always throwing it over his head. He's too robotic. Daniel Jones is a joke. Someone just texted me. Yep. I mean, to me, this season and like the past 2 years as well, he's had much more of an opportunity to do something. And in one of those years, he did enough to take us to the playoffs. But in the end of the day, if you only threw 15 touchdown passes and that was enough to take us to the playoffs, you can only imagine what an average quarterback like, say, I mean, Kirk is pretty good, but he's old and a little more limited, but, he's competent. You can run your passing scheme and offense through him. I feel like Daniel Jones can't do that. I feel like Kirk Cousins probably would have had we didn't have a great offensive line. It was better, though, that year, but we had no weapons. Wandale tore his ACL. Slayton was our one. We signed Isaiah Hodgins. I feel like he would have thrown maybe 20 touchdown passes. Hurts Daniel Jones discussions are blasphemy. Yeah, I know. I love poking fun at Jalen Hurts. He's obviously got, from a leadership standpoint, Jalen Hurts is one of the best leaders in the NFL. Do I think he's a little corny sometimes? Yeah, but look at Russ, and he goes to the Steelers, and he knows how to be a leader and how a game should go, how to control the emotions of his team, and he's very good at that. That's for starters, and that's a very important thing because Daniel Jones does not have that whatsoever, in my opinion. So I definitely envy that from Jalen Hurts, how the team actually seems to rally around him. Now, when it comes to his play, I feel like he has been blessed with an offensive line, and he's done well because of it, right? He's taken advantage of it like any good quarterback should do. But I think what we've seen is that when A.J. Brown isn't there, it is the most glaring difference because he had Devontae Smith in this offensive line when he made his first year starting. And, his first couple games, I believe it was, Chuba gets the carry for 4 yards. But Jalen Hurts, he wasn't great that year. Yeah, it was first year. All right, so you give him a break. They get A.J. Brown. They make all these power-ups on the offense and the defense, and he explodes. So he took advantage of the right opportunity. And you know what it reminds me of? When he was at Alabama, you could say he had the best team, but you got guys like Milroe who can't get it done with one of the best teams and the culture. Where I'm going with this, though, is I do feel like Jalen Hurts struggles with pocket presence similarly to Daniel Jones, but it's not nearly as bad. He's a little bit more aware of how to scramble because he did it in college primarily. Coker is being covered by McFadden, and he gets open and gets a nice run for about 15 yards. But when Jalen Hurts is facing real pressure, he does have an issue navigating it, especially if there's decent coverage down the field. Jalen Hurts has never missed the playoffs. No, he has not. That is correct. I mean, he does have a great team, but you got to be a competent quarterback to do that. So I think Jalen is still hovering around the 12 to 8 conversation, depending on what kind of season he has. But I think you've got to at least admit the variance in his play is startling. And Chuba, we cannot stop him. What did I say was going to happen? They're just running the ball. They don't even have Ike Ekwonu, one of their best run blockers. So this is just ridiculous. I mean, can we get a heavier defensive personnel out there? Can we get 3 linebackers out there? Can we get 5 defensive linemen out there? This is good for me in fantasy. Yes, it is. I mean, it's good for Chuba. It's not good for Neighbors. I mean, we're in a good game script because Chuba, if the Panthers are winning, is going to get lots of carries, and the Giants will be throwing from behind. I'm still losing by 90 points or so. Bryce Young navigating this pass rush and getting throws done over the middle See, when he's able to get outside of the pocket, he can literally read more of the field because there's not 9 dudes in front of him chasing after him, right? So him, Kyler, they're always so dangerous outside the pocket because you really got to appreciate how smart you have to be of a player. If you're that short and you're trying to read a defense and you can't even see over the O-line like some of these 6'5" guys can, it's a disadvantage. So it's really impressive to me. Run the ball with Hubbard. And we get maybe our first 0 yards for stopping a run. We need to just blitz and stop this run. You started Giants defense. What a mistake. I think I did that too. I think I picked them up in a league. Yeah, I started them. That's in a league I have Burrow and Chase, though. And that's a 6-point passing touchdown league. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to win. So the Giants get, some penetration, but it seems like up the middle, they're literally just triple teaming decks, working to the linebackers. And Burns is not able to crash in. See, like he fell over. He probably would have had a chance to make that play. Yeah, Burns got his hips taken out, and he did not hold his feet. But they're just running this ball all the way down the field. Hubbard is dirty. Yeah, honestly, like he's pretty good. I don't know where I'd rank him in the whole league, but I would say he's pretty good. Not the biggest guy, but he's like explosive. He kind of reminds me of Chase Brown, or Chase Brown reminds me of him, perhaps. Doubting my squad on air. That's right. If you beat me, hey, I'm in the same situation, but you've got it worse because it's a 6-point passing touchdown. So I believe it's over 100 points that those two combined for. So good luck. I mean, if you come back and beat me, that's all respect to you, but I'm trying to do the same thing. Tony Pollard, you say Chuba Hubbard is like Tony Pollard. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how heavy Chuba Hubbard is. People who know me are aware of this. I love looking up the player metrics and their combines to get a read on how athletic they are. It tells you a lot about what kind of player they are, right? Because they all play a position, but wow, he's taller than I thought he was. He's 6'1", 210. So he's pretty big, actually. I thought he was a little bit smaller. They got Sanders out there now. Gonna lock in. Yeah, he is like Tony Pollard size, though, Tom. You were right about that. Oh, my God. Did someone move? Because Dexter Lawrence is unlikely to make a mistake like that. He's 6'2", 207. Yeah, so they're very, very similar in size and explosiveness. And you could see it in these plays that Chuba, kind of like Tony Pollard, when he gets ahead of steam, you cannot arm tackle him. You have to make contact with his hips. Did he just announce the penalty in German? That's probably pretty awesome if he did that. And both were backups. Correct. Chuba's been a backup. Pollard was a backup behind Zeke. They were both backups. And so was Chase Brown behind Joe Mixon. I don't think Chase Brown's quite as big as the two of them, but just like the running style. Okay, finally, they throw like a 10-yard out, and it's a little low and away, and Adoree Jackson had good coverage. You guys can see the microphone, right? Even though it's not, I tried to hook it up to my laptop. I ran out of time, but I figure you guys would like the authenticity of there being a microphone. You see, if I was getting real close like this, it would be a lot louder, but it's just there for show right now. Chase Brown had like 15 targets. Absurd. Yeah. Reminds me a lot of what Phillip Rivers did. When you want to drop back like 50 times, whether you're losing or you're just dominating a team through the air, you can have an extension of the run game. And what I mean by that is like the check down to your running back, especially if it's like right over the middle of the field, like right behind the pass rush, is almost always there because it takes him no time to get there. And you have a quick read of the passing scheme. And if there isn't an easy throw there, like something wide open, you just dump it off to your running back, who's probably, besides your tight end, the most dangerous guy with the ball in his hands. And then he runs for 4 or 5 yards. And when I had Melvin Gordon back in the day, it was awesome because Phillip Rivers would do that to him all the time. They would drop back the pass 30 to 40 times, and Melvin Gordon would end up with like 7 catches because if you drop back, something wasn't there, dump it off to Melvin Gordon. You get 4 yards. That's 1.4 in PPR. That's like a point in half-point PPR. It's always fun to watch, and that isn't even started happening with Chuba. I know Brooks is healthy, so maybe that won't start happening as much. But oh yeah, I've got to I want them to clear Nico Collins. I have Nico Collins in a league, and I was so happy with how things worked out with him, and then he got injured. But I'm gonna have to drop someone before the ones and move Nico in if I want this to happen. And he's not going to get cleared until tonight, so I have to make this decision before 1 o'clock. And there's some guys that I don't need, so maybe you need one of those foam things over the mic. Doesn't it sound that bad though? Can you guys hear me now? Oh, maybe my microphone is being used. Hello. Should be like going in and out if that's the case. All right, we're at commercial break, so we're going to do some Moneyline picks. So up next, here, I'm just going to read it off at DraftKings so I don't have to go back and forth. So, as I said, I'm taking the Bears over the Patriots 20-13. I see that happening. Bills, Colts. Bills are only 4.5-point favorites. I mean, Joe Flacco, you really think it's that close? I don't think so. I think the Bills are going to cover that, and they're going to win 27-20 against the Colts. So that's the over, and that's Bills spread. Multiple flags down on the kickoff. So the Panthers kicked the field goal. If you missed it, Dable's talking right now. Giants are on offense. Neighbors motions to the right. Oh my God! Throw the ball somewhere. I swear he definitely had Malik Neighbors open or something, and he's trying to move people, but he's never ever making a screw it. Someone's out there, or I'm gonna trust my wide receiver to make this catch. Yeah, so Dable said we had opportunities. We did. That misplay to Neighbors is a play you need to make 9 times out of 10. Daniel Jones keeps it and drives forward for 10 yards. Just do this. Just run the ball. Run read option. Dable out. Yeah, Dable didn't miss the throw to Malik Neighbors. He called the right play. But it is bad how unprepared this team is. I mean, he's not the defensive coordinator, but if I'm Shane Bowen or someone near him, I'm telling him, you just got to stop the run. I mean, you just got to keep them out of the run script. And Bryce Young will make a mistake. They will allow a sack. Daniel Jones rifles it on a dig route to Jalen Hyatt. So there's some significance there because Hyatt is someone who's known as someone who isn't like a versatile wide receiver. Guy plays off, and he does a two-cut break on it. The guy was afraid of the deep shot, and Daniel Jones rifled it in there with some anticipation too, because about 2 yards after his break, that ball was there in his hands. All right, as long as we're completing passes to someone. Oh, my God, run the ball a little bit. Oh, my God, there's a pass rush. Oof, dangerous pass to Malik Neighbors. Giants should just move Jones to H-back and put DeVito in. Yeah, Drew Lock didn't look very good. And, like, Daniel Jones, I mean, I guess this year, if anything looks better, I would say his power running. I said in the week 1 reaction, why are we running the ball with him like he's Cam Newton? He's kind of big. When he gets, some forward momentum and he's falling forward for yards, he almost always gets 2 or 3. That wasn't always the case. He used to get absolutely crushed. We pitch it to Tracy, and he gets crushed for like -2. So Neil, that's Neil's side, and I'm assuming he had something to do with that. Oh, Wandale catches a deep slant. Gets us about 4 yards short. So Gano is out there. See, can he make a field goal? We've been missing this. This is such a joke. I mean, it's like your first one back. And you miss? Dude, this isn't some like new kicker in the league. Graham Gano has been a kicker for a very long time. And you missed your first kick coming back from injury? All right, let's get some more of these money line picks. So far, I've said Bills over Colts 27-20. Let me start writing it down. So it's Bills at Colts. Up next is Vikings Jags. Vikings are 7-point favorites with a 43-point over-under. I feel like the Vikings should very handily win this game, and I'm pretty sure Trevor Lawrence is questionable. So starting the Vikings defense would be a good move. I think the Vikings are going to win by more than 7. I think the Vikings are going to win by at least 10. I'd be really surprised if they hang in there against the Vikings defense with a banged-up Trevor Lawrence, or who is it, C.J. Beathard? Is that their backup? So I'm going to say this goes a little bit like the Giants game, and they win 27-13, 2 scores, 14 points. Nice alternate spread there, I would say. That game has a chance to get out of hand. Broncos Chiefs. Broncos are 7.5-point underdogs with a 42-point over-under. I really feel like the Broncos are pretty good this year, and I don't think the Chiefs have been explosive enough to make the Broncos look bad. So I think the Broncos will definitely cover the spread, and it will be like anywhere from a 3-point game to a 7-point game, right? 7.5. Like, what kind of spread is that? And then I think, I think the Chiefs will still win, but it'll be pretty low scoring. I'd say maybe like, call it 21-17 or something. I'll roll with that. 21-17 Chiefs. That Chiefs defense is still very good. So in the last 2 games of Bryce Young playing, they've averaged 18.5 points per game, and he's thrown 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. In his first 2 starts, they averaged 6 points per game, and he threw 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Obviously, they lost both of those games. Jones looks like he should do better out of a Wildcat set. Yeah. Like, I feel like if a passing play isn't obvious to him, he doesn't execute. The team around him drinks. Bryce Young. Yeah, I mean, rolling with Daniel Jones, I got a lot of sympathy for Bryce Young. But, I think the team around him stinks, yes. It was really bad. I mean, they traded away everything to get him. So what I'm really afraid the Giants are going to do is trade away all our draft capital. And, the Giants roster is improving in good ways to get to where we need to be. But we still got to address this run defense. We still got to address this corner situation. If we can get 2 defensive studs, that would be a huge difference maker. But Shane's going to have to draft well, like he did this year, in order to address those things. And how you do that is, in every year's draft, there's always some beastly run defensive tackles that just fall late in the draft because there's usually a lot of them, like running backs. So you're going to highlight that as wanting a key run defender. We got guys in the past like that, like B.J. Hill. I think he was a 4th-round pick. Plays for the Bengals now, and he's like one of their better starters. And you don't have that much to live up to if you're playing next to Dexter Lawrence, So it's like that's like a later-round pick. I wouldn't mind if I think in the 1st or 2nd round we're going to take a quarterback. And then the other pick that we make needs to be a cornerback or a wide receiver. A cornerback would have to be like a number 1 corner, though, because Banks can't be the number 1 anymore. You cannot do it. He might be a great number 2, but someone said if Neighbors gets me 0 points this week, I will be very upset. Yes, me as well, like he did this last week. Miles Sanders is injured. Looks like he's not coming back into this game. We are almost an hour into the stream, and the Giants have yet to do something to make me happy. It's unreal. We can't even run the ball that well. We can't make a field goal. We can't tackle. We can't contain simple run plays. Okay. Was that Newbin? Tyler Newbin. Safety blitz. Finally, they did something to make me happy. They said, you know what? You're running the ball. We're going to send Tyler Newbin, our stud rookie safety, on a safety blitz, and he's going to tackle your guy in the backfield because you don't account for him in run blocking plays. Not typically. You have to kind of adjust to it on the fly. You see him coming. He becomes the new – you see him ready to blitz. He's the new guy who's like the last man on the edge that you need to block. Typically, it's the wide receiver's responsibility. Oh, that was a crazy pass. Who was that even to? David Moore, former Seattle Seahawk. Used to get me excited in fantasy after he'd catch 40-yard touchdowns from Russell Wilson, thinking he was going to be the next Tyler Lockett, and he never was. And now here he is on Dave Canales' Panthers, getting passes thrown at his feet by Bryce Young. As I said, though, I don't blame only Bryce Young. If David Moore's out there starting for you, there was something you could have done better. They punted away to the Giants. Fair catch. It's like a breath of fresh. Whoa. They started punching each other. Smith Marset. Did he shove someone away? Flags all over the place. Fighting with the Panthers? Come on. Come on, guys. You're both 2-7. Yeah, that was a dumb move by Smith Marset. I mean, they were kind of in his face, but that happens every single time you fair catch a punt. They cannot touch you, but they're allowed to do whatever they want around you. I mean, I think the ref would have a problem if they started swinging right in front of your face or something, but the way he responded was he just stiff-armed him right under his face mask. And I'm like, dude, can we see a extended version of what happened? They're writing something down. Oh, is he getting a yellow card? Multiple fouls by both teams. Penalties offset. Smith Marset's got a warning. I cannot believe Neighbors does not have a catch. It's unbelievable. Back to the Moneyline picks. I left off on the Broncos and Chiefs. I said the Chiefs would win 21-17. Falcons, Saints. Falcons are going to destroy them right now. They're going to cover that 3.5-point spread, I think. I'd be really shocked if the Saints hung in there. They lost Marshawn Lattimore. Pretty sure Drake London's going to play. They have Mooney. They have Pitts. They have Bijan. The offensive line is better right now. Both defenses. I mean, the Falcons can't sack the quarterback, so I think they might have some success, but Olave's out. Shaheed is out for the year. They've got Bub Means as like their wide receiver one. Jawan Johnson, Taysom Hill, and Kamara. I mean, you've got like something there, but Falcons are just a better team. I would pick them to win 28 to 23 28-23 Falcons. They cover the spread by 5 points, and that easily hits the over. That would be an alternate over-under of 51. If you ever want to get ambitious. Now, the Commanders are favored against the Steelers, and I'm not sure if I agree with that. The Commanders have been amazing this year. They really have. They're one of the best offenses in the league. But I think ultimately the Steelers and the Bears are going to play them very similarly, and I think it's a game that the Bears were just made to lose by the Hail Mary, and the Steelers they're going to be made to win it. I think this over-under is very high, but I would say somewhere around 24-20 Steelers. So it's obviously Steelers +2, but that's the under. I think 45 is a little high. I don't know. 24-20 Steelers. 49ers, Buccaneers. 50.5-point total. Yep, that sounds about right. Bucs defense is not good right now. 49ers are going to win by a touchdown. 6.5 is perfect. I say 30-23. That'd be the over. Bucs are able to do something on offense. There goes Tracy. 15-yard run. Let's just figure it out, guys. I mean, I don't know how Evan Neal's been run blocking, but it looks like we've been trying to get it going his way. That was up the middle, though. Did I see the size of the beer mugs? In the stands? In the stands of Munich, Germany? Giants motion and run up the middle with Tracy, who spins through contact down for 6 yards. Yeah, Tracy's story to becoming an NFL running back is pretty incredible. Malik Neighbors catches a hitch for 4 yards. 3rd and 1. They look like small pitchers. Can we be over the first down line? I think we were short. You're saying, can we get a first down? Yeah, I hope so. Hand it off to Flea Flicker. Oh, my God. Why would you not just throw it? Show me the coverage on this play right now. He had time to throw. And Neighbors is not out there. Oh no, he is. I'm silly. He was open. Wandale was open, and he knows it. You can see him jumping away, enraged that the ball was not even thrown between Neighbors and Wandale. Absolutely enraged. And this is the problem when you have Daniel Jones, is you see he would be able to make that play a certain week, but he wouldn't be able to make it this week. And regular NFL quarterbacks in a game will make that play 9 times out of 10. Holding by the receiving team, half the distance to the goal. You had Neighbors that, like, why are you holding on to the ball? I'm telling you, it must be because he does not sense this pass rush. He doesn't know. He feels like, oh, I'm going to get strip sacked. As soon as I'm about to throw it, oh, my internal clock. Dude, step up and throw the ball. Put Tommy Cutlets in. Honestly, it's over. This is the perfect excuse to bench Daniel Jones is if halftime, 3 quarters in, if he looks like this team isn't going to be able to win a game for the rest of the year. Like, seriously, this is the easiest game you will have for the whole rest of the year. You'll then have the Saints. You got the Buccaneers. You got the Falcons. You're versing the whole NFC South starting this week. You should be able to pull 2 wins out of that. If you can't, I mean, what are they doing? Are they tanking? I don't understand. Are they actually trying to tank right now? No, because Daniel Jones is just failing. More Moneyline picks. We left off at San Fran and the Bucks. Titans at Chargers. Chargers should win that game, but I feel like 8 points might be a lot. Titans don't look that bad. Sam Brian Dable has been pacing the whole commercial break. Give me the Chargers to win 24-14 and cover the spread. Actually, no. I don't think they're going to cover the spread. I think they're going to win 21-14 and be just under the spread. Dallas Eagles. Like, Daniel Jones just looks like he just got in a car accident on the sideline. He's played well overseas before. Chuba wide open. True Phillips is there. Makes the tackle for about a gain of 1. So, based off of my video, I said that if this game was close or the Panthers were up early, that they were probably going to win 20-14. Another touchdown and field goal by then. And 2 late Giants touchdowns. Seems like that's going to happen. Strip the ball. Is that Tommy Tremble? No, David Moore, 83. I keep forgetting. Tommy Tremble might be out. Oh my God. DJ. Wow. Our other defensive tackle, I think it was DJ Davidson, fell down in his pass rush and took out another Giants pass rusher with him. But Dexter Lawrence still pushed back like 3 guys. No, the center right into him. It's so crazy how he's able to do that. Anytime he's one-on-one with like a 300-pound center or something like that, oh my gosh. He just like it's literally like he's just using them as like a shield and just driving him straight back into the quarterback. And he's just waiting for the quarterback to run to one side or the other, and then he'll just toss him. Smith Marset makes a nice move or two and gets tackled. He's hype about that one. He does not like this Panthers team, I guess. Man, my hip. All right, another commercial break. So let's finish up these money line picks so I can write them down and maybe even make a post out of it. Eagles Cowboys, only a touchdown favorite for the Eagles. I mean, it would be hilarious to me. It would be hilarious to me if the Eagles found a way to make that spread accurate. They should destroy the Cowboys. Dak is likely out for the season. Out for the season. And what a great year to be out for the season in the NFC East because Jaden Daniels and the Commanders have absolutely taken everyone by surprise. They have yet to play the Eagles. I think that might be the best team in the conference if the Eagles' coaching situations continue to be an issue. I feel like they're a more cohesive unit right now. Eagles are certainly more talented, but I think Jaden Daniels might be better than Jalen Hurts. Just saying. But for that game, I think the Eagles should win by 10 points at the very least. I mean, this could be an absolute blowout. I'm going to say 30-20. No. 28-17. 28-17 Eagles. That's the over. Yeah, barely the over, and that's the spread. Yeah, so they're showing replays of Daniel Jones missing Malik Neighbors wide open, man. Rolling out when he has him on a dig. Slant and go. Oh my God, it just takes the air out of you, man. It really does. No, you can't make some of those plays in the NFL. Wide open plays are few and far between. When it is wide open, you have to make it every time. That's the whole problem. Dabo can coach the best game that he has in his entire life. But if you can't hit the stuff when it's wide open, the dysfunction is going to be inevitable. Because you base your play calling off of what you think is for sure going to get open and what you think is a difficult play to make, but a necessity. Play action. Jones rolls out to the right. Should be a comeback route. Neighbors gets another catch and gets about 8. Can we just get him and Tracy the ball and then throw seam routes to Theo Johnson? Quick money line. Jets are 1.5-point favorites versus the Cardinals with a 46-point total. I love the Cardinals. I think they're going to be great this year. They're winning the division right now. But the Rams are back with Puka and Kupp. And the 49ers are going to figure it out after the bye week. And I think the Jets are just an overall more talented team for that defense. So I think the Jets are going to win. I think it's going to be 24-23. I would say the Cardinals cover, though. It's going to be like a 1-point game probably. First down game for Singletary. So he gets like a 2-yard run. Man, we need a touchdown. We need a touchdown so bad. First and 10 from our own 48. Jones drops back. Those are too low for Neighbors. He's saying show the replay. It's close. JC Horn says, I don't prep too much for wide receivers because they have to deal with me. That's an interesting outlook on being a cornerback. I feel like you'd want to prepare for every single wide receiver. Why would you not? He's just saying that, but Tracy, oh my God, wide open, hesitating, but he gets 3 yards. You take that. Clowney is out there. Dable looks like very upset right now. The Giants super fan is out there. The guy with the extremely long blonde hair. Hits Wandale. Wow, I mean, I shouldn't be saying wow, but I am surprised. Hits Wandale on a 10-yard dig. Staring him down. Oh, no, it wasn't a 10-yard dig. It was a curl. Oh, Hyatt. Hyatt was open running down the sideline. They're playing off, run the ball. We do. It's blocked well. He does a spin move. You know, he didn't necessarily juke someone out with that spin move, but what he did was he spun to the other side of the block, which is good awareness because, you know, even though you have a wall on this side, you are too far inside of that wall. You got to cut outside of that and get into space. He spun into that. All right, looking at Theo Johnson, we're on the 18.5-yard line of the Panthers. 2-minute warning is active. See if I can finish these picks. Malik Neighbors is in the red zone. I got the notification. He's got like 3 points right now. Very disappointing. All right, Detroit at Houston. That is Sunday night. They are 3.5-point favorites. I feel like it might be a close game. The total looks a little low. It's 49.5. But the Texans' offensive line really hasn't been that great. I think the Lions are definitely going to win by 4 points. I don't know. I feel like they will. I feel like they'll cover that spread. I think it'll be like 28-24 maybe. Of course, that's the difference between not scoring a touchdown and scoring 2 field goals. Basically the same offensive production. Dolphins, Rams for the Monday night game. The spread. Is 1.5 in the favor of the Rams. Yep, makes sense to me. And I think either team could easily win this game, to be honest. This is the biggest toss-up. I would put no money on this game. But if I had to, I just feel like the Dolphins are so close. The Rams are very good with Stafford, Kupp, and Puka, but I don't know. I feel like Tyreek and Waddle have been healthier, and Achan's still out there. And, of course, the Rams have Kyron, but they're similar levels of, like, you know, elite coaching. I guess the Rams are still going to win, but because of that, I will hedge because, as I said, I wouldn't put money on this game. So I'm going to hedge, and I'm going to say Rams win by 1 point, 28-27 or 24-23. Let's pick one. I'm going to say maybe like 26-25, like a weird Monday night game. Or 27-26. Nah, I think 28-27 is just fine. Tracy's trying to get away. Yep. He cannot tackle for a loss of like 4. My God. Ugh. Let's run a pass play that gets the ball into neighbors' hands. Most points after 2-minute warnings this season. Giants with 19, the Panthers with 17, the Saints with 17, and the Jets with 17. Yeah, you see, like, that isn't like really the best thing, is it, right? If you're only scoring at the end of halves of this half, I just feel like we're terrible until the end of the half. The Jets have been like, all 4 of those teams have not had great offense. They haven't. Second and 12. Play action. Ball tipped in the air. Intercepted by Xavier Woods. So what did I say? Panthers get up early. Giants offense gets desperate. And a brutal turnover at an inopportune time. That ball was batted so high in the air. It was bound to get picked off. At least contacted by someone. What's in the cup? This is water. This is OJ. They run the ball with Chuba. This is coffee. Yeah, so the worst defense in the league is holding us to 0 points. I mean, if you're Daniel Jones and you're going to throw it to Theo Johnson as he sheds off the block, you got to not throw it right at the guy's face, the defender. You got to change your arm angle. Throw it sidearm. Throw it around him. You can't do it hit him right in his helmet. Right here, like literally, it was right here. For me, it's on the opposite side, but mirror image. Pass rush isn't getting there. They're doing that extension of the run game thing with him. My buddy asked me what's in the cup. It might it might just be orange juice. This is not conducive to a healthy day of only drinking orange juice. How much time is left? We got 40 seconds left. And they have the ball with a chance to go up 13, chance to go up 17. Okay, Bryce Young steps up, avoids the rush. Dexter Lawrence is gassed. He's got to get off the field. He's going to get hurt. This is a terrible season. I was high on Dave Canales. I thought the Panthers would get 7 wins, and you know what? It looks like it's still possible. They're going to be 3-7 after this week. So if they go 4-3 for the rest of the year after this, then that might actually happen. So I was right about the two teams that everyone thought was going to be terrible, the Giants and the Panthers. I was at least going to be right about one of them based off of this game, or at least they're going to have the chance to fulfill that. They've been outscored by 70 points in the second quarter this year. And we can't do anything. Incomplete pass. They're going to punt it back to us. We better try to use our 3 timeouts, throw 3 passes over the middle, call a timeout after each of them, and get lined up for a Hail Mary or get lined up for a field goal. And they're going to try to get this 4th down here. Dexter looks like he's in pain, not tired. Yeah, probably both. I mean, it looks like he was limping a little bit, like he was jogging as Bryce Young scrambled. Looked like he normally would have caught him. But he, as soon as Bryce Young sort of changed his lane to in front of Dexter, Dexter sped up and helped finish the tackle. But he was on the ground. He looks like he's in pain. He was having a veteran rest day. I don't know what he's dealing with, but he's such a unit. It just must not matter. I feel like the lighting is pretty good right now. The window's open. Normally, the light from my screen is providing that, but man, look a little pale. That's unfortunate. Wish it was sunlight. I could probably adjust those things, but I'm not even going to read off Daniel Jones's stat line right now. I'll do that at halftime, and we'll talk about the performances so far. But man, they're just trying to get us to jump. Yep. They're going to punt, and we're going to have 27 seconds, but 3 timeouts. So in reality, in 3 plays, you should have 6 seconds left. You should have time for one more play. Each play takes 5 to 7 seconds. Fourth longest active streak of not having a shutout in the first half. Panthers are about to break it. Let's get a punt return touchdown here or something. Probably unlikely. They're going to have plenty of time to close down on us. They're going to pin us at the 1. If we don't even try to get a field goal, that will be extremely disappointing. All right. Yeah, so those money line picks, I'm going to write them down and go back over them. So I said under for the Bengals game, and I said Bengals win. So I would have said Bengals plus, I believe it was 6.5. Giants get the ball first. If we could have got a field goal right there, right? And it's ambitious, but you know what? They're going to be playing Hail Mary. All you have to do in that situation is run someone up the sideline and have them go on an inbreaker. And chances are there will be nobody in a zone ready for a 15-yard inbreaker, right? And you do it 3 times. You do an inbreaker first, and they say, okay, maybe we'll back off. Then you hit the slant on the backside. All we have to do is complete a pass over the middle of the field, call a timeout after each time, not throw an interception, and then you either get a chance to Hail Mary or a field goal. You got 3 timeouts. Who cares? They're going to be protecting the sidelines. All right, so I said Buffalo minus 4.5, and then the over. Over 46.5. Vikings, Jaguars. I said Vikings win by 2 scores, 28-24. Maybe 17. It's a little close to the over, though, because I'm technically picking under if I go 28-14, and that would mean the Viking or the Jaguars would have to have a really bad day on offense, which I think is the most likely thing I can predict from that game. So I will roll with that and say Minnesota minus 7, and I will say under 43. I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. It's unbelievable. People are going to say, oh, like, this is what you needed, right? You're saying last year you messed up your draft pick. I mean, we got Malik Neighbors. You can't find those types of wide receivers in every year's draft. So I'm not upset that last year we ended up with Malik Neighbors. This year, yeah, we look like we're going to move on from Daniel Jones. So I understand this is going to be good for that. But I honestly cannot believe it. I cannot believe this halftime outcome. Let's go over some of the stats real quick. I can write down these picks later. NFL games. We are losing 10-0. They scored a touchdown in the first quarter and a field goal in the second quarter. The Giants have done nothing. Player stats. Daniel Jones is 6 for 14. He must have stared down. Oh my God, he's so wide. Look at Wan'Dale Robinson. Look at Wan'Dale Robinson. Look at Malik Neighbors on that flea flicker. He missed throws to Malik Neighbors 2 or 3 times, and he knows it. He's frustrated on the sideline. 6 for 14 for 54 yards and 1 interception on the batted play, which isn't as bad as throwing it into coverage, but it's pretty bad if you throw it right at the defender's face. I don't care what type of defender it is. Wan'Dale Robinson leads the team in receiving, 3 catches for 23 yards. Hyatt had that 1 inbreaker, 1 catch for 19 yards. Malik Neighbors, 2 catches for 12 yards. Probably 3 missed targets to him. Bobby Okereke, we have 1 sack from Brian Burns, and that's it from the defense. The defense can barely stop. They've just now figured out how to stop this Panthers offense. They're just now doing a good job tackling. It's just unbelievable. I mean, nothing out of special teams. This is just the issue with the Giants is the air is taken out of this team. Thank you, Grossi. Oh, wow. What is going on? Huh? Holy smokes. Everyone's saying, let's go. Anyone who's saying something that isn't the Edmund Fitzgerald sank less than this game today. If that's who I think it is, hello. And yes, the Edmund Fitzgerald. This is pretty insane. Um, Tom Grossi. Well, I think I understand. Oh wow, it's all gone. I think I understand the Grossi raid, and that's really awesome to do that for small creators. Joey and Joyce, real ones, sending Grossi love. Thank you, Tom Grossi, and your community for showing up. It's a tough time being a Giants fan. For many reasons, but as I said, you can take away positives from this in the offseason. But yeah, this is my first year doing YouTube, and it's been a lot of work, but it's been worth every second. I really enjoy making the videos. This is my very first live stream, so you guys doing this raid right now is pretty hilarious. And I appreciate all of the support. 93 likes is absolutely insane, and I couldn't be more grateful. I mean, that's awesome. I wasn't really sure if I was going to do this today. I felt like it was going to be a bad game. I was worried we're going to lose, even though I did say we're going to comfortably win. But yeah, there's something positive to take away from everything. We got some people who said, nice jerseys, go Rams. Man, I got to scroll all the way up. They're all saying raid. See if I can find this guy on Twitter. Saying Grossi raid, Tom Grossi raid. Love a man, have a great second half. Yeah, I hope so. The Edmund Fitzgerald sank less than this game today. Wow. Love the reference. Grossi Posse sending love. Thank you so much. Love you guys too. Got raid. Yeah, baby. The pocket. At the pocket. Let's go, Panthers. All right. If you're, you definitely want to see your team win just as much as me. Grossi Posse, Packer Nation. Let's go. Yep. My Super Bowl pick. I still think they're going to get there. But the Lions obviously are going to be the tremendous hurdle they must overcome. I think they can beat every other team in the NFC except for the Lions right now. But you know what? Jordan Love looked way different in the first half than he did in the second half of last year. So Dan Wybrow, I think I said your last name right. Yes. Go Packer Nation. Sending good love. Thank you so much. Giants should just go home. Yeah. Honestly, they really should just go home. Sorry about the Giants. Yeah, man. It's not great. Grossi raid. Go Falcons, go. Yeah, Dirty Birds. They're looking good this year. I think I had them going 9-8, but I knew they had potential to do a little bit better than that. Grossi raid, you look bothered by the game. Yeah, it's disturbing. I mean, just look in my eyes like, oh my goodness. Oh, the lighting also isn't spectacular. I really have to make sure I look upward if I want to light up my whole face, but then it kind of messes up the camera angle and whatnot. Maybe it'll be a little better if I get a little bit closer, but yeah, it's early in the morning. Usually I spend time getting ready for the videos, looking as professional as I possibly can, but yeah, it's tough in the morning sometimes. Grossi raid sending love. Chaotic good. I guess us losing is a good thing. Go Pack. Go Bills. I like the Bills. I mean, I like Josh Allen. I have a Josh Allen jersey. I could show you. It's right here. Oh. I got lots of jerseys I can show you guys. Not all of them are real, but they're jerseys. All right. Here, let me just grab the Allen one. You can see right there. The Birchwood Vampire, if you're still watching. I did buy this when I was at college in a nice deal from my boy who was in my position group. And then you guys are going to think this is funny. You ready for this? I was the biggest A.J. Brown fan for such a long time. I remember him coming out with DK in the draft and the picture of him in the gym with DK. And everyone's like, oh, my God, look at DK Metcalf. And I was like, yeah, but look at the guy next to him, too. That guy's huge as well. And he was faster. He did well at the combine. He got drafted by the Titans. Followed him on Instagram. And I was a big fan. And then I remember, pretty sure it was during the draft, I was sitting there with my fellow NFL fan, but he was an Eagles fan, my roommate. And, oh, my gosh. Him getting traded to the Eagles, it was like hilarious because he knew that I couldn't say that he was a bad player because I raved about A.J. Brown. Need Danny Dimes touchdowns. Good luck, man. Grossi, Raid, Tracy, and Neighbors are going to be studs. Yes, they are. I speak to a lot of people about Tyrone Tracy. I think everyone agrees Neighbors is like one of those wide receivers who has like top 5 wide receiver potential. He doesn't have like Burrow throwing him the ball. You know what I mean? I think he really would be that good if he had someone that was as good as Joe Burrow. And then Tracy, everything I see from Tyrone Tracy is very encouraging. He's not like an elite size, right? He's not humongous. He's not the fastest guy on the field. But what he might be is the guy with the best balance on the field, except for maybe like a really thin corner or something. But when you throw contact balance into the equation, he totally is. So what he really reminds me of is Alvin Kamara. And when Alvin Kamara came in, he had Drew Brees, right? So you have to understand this. Running backs hit the ground running. They pretty much show you what they are right away. Of course, they improve their vision. They catch up to game speed and things like that. But for the most part, they're athletes. You know, you understand their vision and decision-making and ability to break tackles. And that's what happens. Nathaniel Thomas, sorry the Giants suck. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of that. Malik Neighbors touchdowns. Yes, please. Hit the like. Grossi Posse. Man, you guys are awesome. This is amazing. This is an amazing thing that you guys are doing. Go Lions. Good luck, Giants. Yeah, go Lions. I'm rooting for the Lions as well. Nice jerseys. Go Pack Go. Are you off the pack, my brother? No. I spent a lot of time last night preparing for this, trying to work out some things with Opus Clip. And I was also playing some Xbox, and I woke up, tried to sleep in a little bit. I've been pretty tired. I started a new job like 2 weeks in, and it's been really, really awesome. My commute's pretty long though, and I've been adjusting my sleep schedule. But anyway, the game is back on. The Giants kick off. At least the Giants get better draft picks. Yep, 100%. And when you need quarterback, that's when that is most important. So we're throwing the headphones back on. Look how nice this looks. I got like this microphone. It looks like super professional. I didn't even know it was hooked up and actually being used. Oh, Black Ops 6 is fire. Yeah, I was thinking about getting Game Pass. I have a PC now, and I use Xbox app. So I can get the Game Pass through Xbox app. And, yeah. So I was thinking about doing that for Black Ops 6. I like to play Warzone, Halo. Halo was one of the first games I ever played. And I started playing video games on a PC. So I'm very used to that. Wow, I still got 8 viewers and 94 likes. I can't believe what he did. I'm going to have to reach out. Trying to do chaotic good since 2015. NFL content at least 6 days a week during the regular season. That is so funny. You guys caught me off guard so much. If you guys are still watching, I don't know who is. I don't know how to check. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this, so I barely know how to do it. I need a light. I was gonna get a webcam. I actually did get one, but it was only 720p. Huge mistake by me. But I'm gonna return that at Best Buy and get another one. Panthers kickoff. Kickoff is fielded by Eric Gray. Stays on his feet and is down to the 35-yard line. It's a new half, everyone, and we got the ball. Let's score. Dave Canales is currently speaking on Bryce Young, saying he's doing the right things, just got to convert a little more consistently. Tracy takes it up the middle and is down for a gain of 8. Once again, never goes down on a first hit. It's what you want from your running back. That's how you create big plays, because you missed huge opportunities when instead of 10 guys executing and blocking. Do I want to trade Dexter Lawrence to Buffalo? Are you crazy? Absolutely not. He's the one player who has to stay on our team. I don't think Burns, Aziz, and Kayvon would be that great. Tracy be showing his true colors when he's being used. Well, you must admit, the Panthers defense, as bad as it is, knows that this Giants offense is incapable of passing. So I would be more afraid of Tyrone Tracy than Neighbors, because Daniel Jones does not have to throw the ball to Tracy like he does to Neighbors. He can just hand it off. So the Giants offense, the easiest thing they can do is run it. And the Panthers know that, and they're going to take that away. They're trying, at least. It's not like every play. Giants changed personnel. Looks like we took out Jalen Hyatt, put in Hodgins, Theo Johnson in motion. 3rd and 2, we run the ball. It looked like Daniel Jones wanted to keep it from Tracy. And Tracy says, no, I'm getting this first down. He gets hit after a yard and falls forward for 3 more. Yeah, oh yeah, it looked like he wanted to pull that. He sheds a tackle from number 47 of the Panthers and makes his way past the first down yard marker. We eating chopped cheese? A chopped cheese? No, it's just an everything bagel with cream cheese, my guy. I do love myself a bacon, egg, and cheese. I love myself a pork roll, egg, and cheese. I know a lot of people say Taylor ham up by the stadium. No, it's pork roll. Need Tracy to get you some points. Yeah, I think he's going to. I still think he'll score. Like, even if the Giants only score 1 touchdown in this game, what I think it's going to be is some painfully long drive with like 3 to 6 third down conversions. Giants are going to get down to like the 1-yard line, and then they're just going to run it in with Tracy. I have a hard time believing that we're going to pass it into the end zone right now with the way the team looks. Oh, my God. Okay, we hand it off to Singletary with like 3 guys in the backfield. And the guy comes off the edge and gets his ankle, but Singletary just always a little slippery and is able to slip out of that one and get like 2 or 3 yards. Way better than a loss of 3. It's a 5-yard swing right there. I think Tracy's going to get some. He's going to get some screens or some dump offs. What are we doing? We're doing the tush push right now, and it works. And for those of you who are talking about Jalen Hurts, no, don't tell me he fumbled. For those of you who say I look bothered by this game, look at my face right now. Oh, is that so? So you're telling me because you blew the whistle and the ball came out that it's forward progress and the play is over? But last week, you blew the whistle after it was a fumble and gave them the recovery. Dumps it off to Singletary. See, that's what he's going to do to Tracy. If they're teeing off on this run game, let's just dump it off. Let's just pass and then dump it off. It's like kind of like running a draw. It's like the thing it's most comparable to. Draws are one of the best plays in football, too. We get the guy who's the second most dangerous or the most dangerous guy with the ball in his hands. And you get all these, you get two guys running right up the field. You get defensive tackles that if it were a run play, absolutely opening a huge hole for him to run through. And you got linebackers looking at wide receivers and things of that nature, not really focused on the run unless if they're covering him. Hands it off to Singletary, who is churning his way for like a yard. It's going to be like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Man, I can't believe how much my table wobbles. Yeah, the refs, right? Like, I understand the Giants are a bad football team. We played pretty clean for the first couple games, but I think it was that Steelers game where it really begun, where we've just been playing the refs. We really have, and there have been other moments scattered throughout each game with things not going our way. All right, yeah, we throw a 5-yard out route and complete it to Wan'Dale Robinson and get the first down. See, how hard was that? Very routine. And even still, it was he had the fall to catch it. Man, if you could get him the ball in stride, he could be more dangerous. The Giants are once again past the 40. What's it going to be this time? Tracy gets the handoff. He's patient. He gets it up the middle. And he makes his way into the end zone. What did I tell you? Tracy's going to score. There we go. He was patient. The offensive line got up the field. He hesitated, but correctly waited for the blocks to develop, and he slipped away from one tackle. And what did I say? Him slipping away from that one tackle is enough for any running back to score a touchdown. Look, he waits, everything washes to the left, he cuts it back to the right. That is amazing instinct. It's what you're supposed to do. But, he's a rookie. Being a Giants fan, you're just not used to seeing these things, especially since Saquon's been gone. Explosiveness, yards after contact. I love to see it. And guess what? We made the extra point. Wow. Yep. Arm tackle around his shoulder, and he just takes off. Someone dives at the back of his legs. Kind of messed up. But he shrugged it off. So what a great play by the Giants. And what a great play specifically by Tracy. That play is not there if the blocking isn't there. So, yeah, now Tyrone Tracy has 14.4 PPR points for you, my guy. Dying Skull Nation. What do you mean dying? You guys were undefeated at one point, and you're doing this well with Sam Darnold. Imagine what it's going to be like with McCarthy. What do you think it's going to be like? I wouldn't say you guys are dying. It was for last season? Okay. Yeah, and I suppose the year before that. Sorry. Tracy, that's right. Yeah, with Cousins going down, I had him in fantasy. He was having one of his best years. And he's had some productive years in Minnesota. But he really was. He was like QB1 or 2 off passing, right? So no rushing touchdowns or anything. He was dicing up teams. He had Hawkinson, Jefferson, at rookie Addison, right? KJ Osborne, who I think is gone now. And I don't think Dalvin Cook was, he might have still been there. No, it was Alexander Madison. That's right. Who was disappointing. So it was Ty Chandler. But yeah, I mean, things are looking up for you guys. You could be the Giants. I mean, we may have won that playoff game, but I think you guys would agree that, like, kind of like us, you sort of overachieved in a certain way. What's my prediction for the Cowboys-Eagles game? I can't believe it's a 7-point spread. I think you guys are going to destroy them. Now, Cooper Rush is definitely one of the best backups in the league. And we've kind of seen it before where the Eagles or Cowboys play each other with a backup and it somehow stays close. Remembering Gardner Minshew on the Eagles Super Bowl year, playing against the Cowboys still won, but Gardner Minshew was able to carve up the Cowboys defense. I think the biggest issue here for the Cowboys is that they can't stop the run, and the Eagles are like a top 5 running team in the NFL. They really are. I mean, when the offensive line is healthy and you have the threat of A.J. Brown, that's just what happens. Oh, I hope I'm still up. I'm not sure what that was. Saw a little glitch in the screen. It says I'm still live, so. But yeah, at the end of the day, I picked you guys to win 28-17. So that is 11 points if you wanted to do alternate spread. So Eagles minus 10.5. And then that is, I believe, the over. The over is at 43.5. Yeah. So that's the over and Eagles minus 10.5. That's my prediction. Eagles money line. And you know what? Next week, you guys got the Commanders on Thursday night. Are you worried? Tell me. Yeah. Is that a thing? Jalen has never beat Dallas at home, and that's the only thing that worries you. Well, Dak's not playing, so that sort of theory can still live on, and people just say Jalen has never beat Dak when he's at home. I think it turns into that, and you guys win. I mean, you guys, I won't lie, like you guys were really good in the first half last week, and because you're so good, you're able to finish the game. But on defense, I don't know what it is with you guys. I feel like it's the coaching, mostly from Sirianni. Vangio's got your defense playing much better now in tackling, so I still think you guys are going to win handily. The Commanders are scary. I think if there was a year to be bad in the NFC East, it was this year because, to be honest, I think they have that beginner's momentum, right? Where you kind of have what CJ Stroud had with the Texans. I don't know, man. I mean, you guys are certainly the more talented team, but it's Thursday night and the coaching is going to be crucial. And I believe your guys' primetime games were the Packers and the Falcons this year, if you've missed any. And some of those you did win the Packers game, but some of those coaching inconsistencies have shown up in primetime. So I think the only way the Commanders can win is if they coach their best game and they don't get run all over. Chuba Hubbard takes it up the middle. He's got a head of steam. And he's down to the Giants' 45-yard line. Ball comes out and he recovers it. He is like Pollard. When he gets ahead of steam, like he looks pretty big. He's a good runner. Said someone's down on the down. Jatavion Sanders. Oh my God. Juking out Dane Belton. I said we could survive not having Pinnock. Oh man, he stepped Tyler Nubin so bad. I mean, there was like 15 yards of space between him and Nubin. Burns is down. Doesn't look like he can move his leg. Dude. Chuba is cooking. He's insane. I wouldn't be surprised if he had another long touchdown. Trying to get these energy levels. You can't just drink caffeine, people. You got to have some orange juice too. Scott, you might lose by 100 in fantasy this week. Yep. Well, if Neighbors puts up like 12, probably. He's only got 3 so far, and we're halfway through the third quarter. He's got Tracy, who now has about 15 points. Man, he is really good. He really is. I think I dropped him in one league, and I can't believe I did that. You know, I have to start Ridley, my flex. Unbelievable. Starting him in Dynasty, though. It's crazy. You guys got to hear this Dynasty squad and tell me what you think. I went for like an RB heavy approach with like young wide receivers to try to say, okay, I'm going to have like, as long as the young wide receivers hit, then I don't have a hole on my roster. It's not super flex. So there's just one. No, this one is super flex. Excuse me. So my QB1 is Joe Burrow, which typically you'd say, oh, he's not a runner. But you know what? He had 37 points. So he does go off. And then I have Bijan Robinson and Jonathan Taylor as my RB1 and 2. For Dynasty, I am set. Are zoos doing more harm than good? What an ethical question. I don't know. I feel like, I went to Busch Gardens one time, and I love Busch Gardens. I've been there twice now, and they sort of have like a zoo section. And they had this one exhibit with kangaroos, and it was maybe the same size as like your typical alligator exhibit. There was a space in the middle where all the people could go in and watch, and then there was like space all the way around. Bryce Young takes off. He's getting like a 25, 30-yard gain, of course, making him look like a stud. But yeah, like I saw like 50 kangaroos just all laying down in the heat, like looking exhausted. I don't know if it was nap time or what, but it just looked like sad. It felt like they didn't have any space. But at the same time, I like going to the zoo. I like going somewhere where I can like look an orangutan in the eyes and be like, no way. Like it's looking back at me. I think that's pretty cool, but I think there's a lot of ethical questions about zoos. Back to the game, Cormac. Let's dial in and focus here. The Panthers are in scoring position. They hand it off to Hubbard, who's only going to get a gain of 2. You got it, Cormac. I'll answer really any question as long as I got time between the plays. Oh, there's a flag in the secondary. What could that be? Oh, if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, you have to buy an Eagles Saquon jersey? Oh, my God. What's the stakes here? What do you have to do if they go to the Super Bowl and lose? What do you have to do? Maybe you have to buy a Giants Saquon jersey. If we make that deal, I will make that agreement. It only occurs if the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, right? Because they have to lose for you to buy the Giants one, and they have to win for me to buy the Eagles one. I have 2 Saquon Barkley jerseys. This one is signed, and then I have one in my closet that is not signed. You'll buy a Giants Neighbors jersey? No, that's not the same thing because Neighbors is cool, and he's not like a former Giant turned Eagle. That's the whole reason you said that to me. So if they go to the Super Bowl and lose, you have to buy the Giants Saquon jersey so that you remember where he came from, and he'll always be a Giant, even though he left and betrayed us. Traitor! It hurts too much still. Play action pass. Sanders is wide open, but he takes the middle strike to David Moore. Wow. Oh, my gosh. It's 17-7. So there's your next Panthers touchdown. Fine, even better, you have to buy a Jalen Hurts jersey. Once again, what are you doing then? What are you doing if the Eagles lose the Super Bowl? Maybe you have to buy like an I Love Nick Sirianni shirt or something. You have to buy a Nick Sirianni shirt that has Hello Black's the Man Spotify like image on it. The Germans are throwing things onto the field. The Europeans are awesome with the way that they take sports events so seriously. I mean, Americans get crazy too, but they're like, this is happening like once a year. We got to make the most of it. Wide open to David Moore. Who was covering him, man? Were we not in some kind of like cover one robber with like obviously no deep safety? Like you send 5, you have a robber in the middle of the field and you run man. Oh, it got taken back. There you go. Flag, no worries. That's right. Oh, false start by the offense. Oh my gosh. Every single Giants defensive player is like, yep, that was on them. First, second down. Thank you, those who came from the Grossi raid, the Tom Grossi raid, and it seems are still watching. That would be Dying Skull Nation. I think you could change your name now. It's got to be like JJ McCarthy fan page or something. Are you a big JJ McCarthy guy? Or are you kind of like, he's not like, he doesn't have the highest ceiling? What do you think about him? You think he doesn't have that high of a ceiling? Completed pass for a first down. You like JJ? Yeah, I mean, I feel like he looked good in the preseason. Looks like he's actually got a pretty decent arm. And even though you'd like to see him play his rookie year, if he was just going to be sitting anyway, I don't think it's that big of a deal that he tore his meniscus because he's just going to sit and learn behind Darnold anyway. He just can't get the live reps. Wow, what an RPO. And it stopped short. What a tackle by Tyler Nubin to bring down Jatavion Sanders at the 1-yard line. What a play. Chased him down, contacted him, and pulled him down to the ground. He's got a high ceiling but low floor. I feel like the high ceiling would have to be like an Aaron Rodgers or something. And the Giants stuffed Chuba. He's trying to extend across the plane, but he can't get there. So when I say high ceiling, like yeah, he's got that's not a touchdown. Just wants a big wiener schnitzel. But yeah, when it comes to high ceiling, I'd say like Josh Allen has the highest ceiling, or Lamar Jackson, because they're so athletic and Josh Allen is so big and his throwing arm is so strong. 3rd and goal. They got like 3 tight ends or something. Hand it off. And Hubbard punches it in. There's the touchdown. So McCarthy doesn't quite have the size of a Josh Allen, but I think he's got like the fluid mobility of like a Joe Burrow. He's probably a little bit faster. He's got a pretty decent arm. And I think he's a good leader, probably good at absorbing playbooks, was under a very professional college program. So I think a lot of the right things are there. I think ultimately he reminds me of like Brock Purdy with like his size. Like let's take a look at this real quick. Let's say Brock Purdy, height and weight. Because Brock Purdy's pretty fast. Don't get it twisted. He is. He's a pretty fast guy. The announcer said it was flirtatious, but good. All right, so J.J. McCarthy's a little bit taller than Brock Purdy. He's 6'3", but about the same size, 218 pounds. Purdy's 220. So Purdy's a little bit like, I guess stronger for his size. But, yeah, McCarthy's a little taller, probably has a little bit of a stronger arm because he's got longer appendages. And, that's part of the ceiling, right? If you're 6'3". Do I think I could beat Purdy in the race? No, definitely not. These quarterbacks, like, I don't know what Brock Purdy's 40 time is. If I had to guess though, like him just running in a straight line, I think he can run like a 4.68, 4.65, like a really slow running back, like a something like that. And that's really fast. In the NFL, it doesn't seem that fast, but in you know, you're just your average Joe like me, I'm pretty fast, but I was running yesterday and I haven't done it in a long time and I felt terrible. His 40 time is 4.48 or 4.84, but it looks like he's a lot faster than that, doesn't he? Like, your game speed and you're running in a straight line are different. Like John Ross and Xavier Worthy, for instance, they both have like the record for the 40 time. But I think the fastest player in the NFL is definitely, I don't know. I mean, I think I could definitely run a sub 5-second 40, and I'm pretty sure he's above that. I ran like I think the fastest I probably could ever run a few years ago when I was in school was probably like a 4.8, maybe. And that's like when I was at like my lightest. Like I'm a little bit bigger now and I still want to get bigger. So I don't even want to be that fast. But I just remember seeing even dudes in Tom Brady. Yeah, I mean he's 45. 40, no, he was 45. Now he's like 47. I don't know. He's got those strides though. He didn't look that bad in that last year. It looked like he got faster over the years. He ran a 5.18. Yeah, he definitely got faster than that in like his prime and then slowed back down. I think I could beat Tom Brady. I think who's like Joe Flacco. I could probably beat him in a race. I think I could probably beat Dexter Lawrence. I don't know though. You can't underestimate these big guys. Like McCarthy would cook me. He ran like a 4.7 or something. I don't know. I don't even know if he ran a 40. Eric Gray takes the. Oh my God. He got absolutely clobbered. Oh, he was slow to get up. Yeah, so if we're talking about combine metrics, there is one thing that I'm very, very good at that I learned my freshman year of college. We did 40. We didn't do 40. We did like all the lifting and things like that. And then we did broad jump. We did like 3-cone and things like that. And my broad jump was the best in the class at 9.4. I was very good at broad jumping. And I do not know why. Oh my God, Singletary. They blew it dead. No fumble. But yeah, so on 9.4 broad jump, that's 9 feet, 4 inches. That's how far I can jump outward. That was when I was going to the gym consistently. I haven't been going to the gym consistently because I was doing a laboring job before I got this new job. So I said, I don't have energy to go to the gym and I'm getting some form of physical activity, but I need to start lifting more. I have some dumbbells. Actually, you can see them right there. That's a dumbbell. And I need to use them in the morning and, work on getting back to being athletic. Thanksgiving's rolling around and I'm trying to be ready for it. Hand it off to Singletary, but no, Jones keeps it, fakes out the cameraman, and he gets clocked down for 3 yards. McCarthy is an interesting pick. He had success only from a good team in college, but he could be better with development. Yeah, I think so. Bicep check. Let me see. I got like two different shoulders, so I don't really know which one is the best, but there we go. It's a little smaller than it used to be, but arms were never really my thing. It was always like my legs. And then you could actually see from the surgery I had on my shoulder, this is going down here. It's supposed to actually attach all the way up here. They moved it. So this bicep looks different than this one. This one, you can see that same thing. See, it's going up into my shoulder and it attaches in the front. It's actually a bad thing because I have instability. So whenever this arm gets like pulled out, right? If I'm pulling my arm back, it has instability and it wants to pop out, right? So they take that bone that attaches to that ligament, it's like a nub, and they plug up that open space that gives you instability. But yeah, so that's this bicep. You see this arm is a lot less stable. My wrist is shaking as I'm flexing it, and my rotator cuff feels like it's tightening up and squeezing, like it's gonna explode. But that's right. I gotta get a pump every morning before work. I gotta start working on that and get back to being big. You know, I used to be, when I was at school, when I was about to leave, I was 215 pounds, and a lot of it went to like my torso, but you know, a lot of it went to my legs and like my back. So I'm trying to get back to that. Might need to go shirtless for a big fourth quarter rally. Oh my goodness. I don't think so. Not right now. Maybe if Daniel Jones has like a 60-yard rushing touchdown, I'll go shirtless and you'll be able to see this high. You'll be able to see like this and up, and that's it. No. I need a few beers first. I don't know. Is this just orange juice? I'm a Giants fan, so there could be something else in there. I finished my coffee. It helped. I still look super tired. Let's just say it's because I'm a Giants fan. He might fall before scoring, though, Daniel Jones. Yeah. I think that was the moment where I was like, this is who our quarterback is. He has a chance to break a record, and he trips and falls. It's like a metaphor for his whole career. He's got a chance this year. He does. And he's messing up. This is going to be the Cardinals game of last year. A game that you circle all year saying you're going to win, and you're down. And Daniel Jones is sacked. Unbelievable. Absolutely unreal. You're really gulping down that old J. Oh yeah, I forgot the mic is there for a second. Sorry if you didn't want to hear that. I got that. I should have put the straw in it. Was that much better? Yeah, I mean, what I like about the streams is when this is the first stream, right? Giants are about to punt. Gillen, uncontested, gets it off. I'll finish my thought in a second. They field the punt. They're already at their own 40, and they're tackled at their own 48, so they're at midfield. What I like about the streams is, in comparison to the videos, pulp or no pulp, I think this is no pulp. It came in like a gallon. I like pulp, though. When I was a little kid, I used to be so picky. I would hate like pulp. I wouldn't eat fruit or vegetables and all that stuff. A lot of that changed when I went to college. People would tell me when I was a kid, oh, your taste buds change over time. And I was like, you're a liar. There's no way your taste buds change. I don't know if I just started getting used to trying new things or if my taste buds really did change, but I enjoy a lot more different things now. And that includes OJ with pulp. Fake rollout to fake pitch to Chuba. Burns almost, is that Burns back out there? Almost gets the sack. But yeah, in the videos, I have to prepare. I restart. I want it to sound a certain way. I want to get certain, thoughts and topics out there and make sure they're said properly. There's editing and all that stuff. But with the stream, I can just like hop on and just sit here, right? And then just act like I'm sitting down with you guys, right? And there's nothing that we have to go over. I said the Moneyline picks to fill the gaps because this is still content. Leggett was open on a hitch. Bryce Young threw it, and he dropped it as Flott closed in. I really am surprised about this this Tom Grossi situation. I'm not going to lie. I've been around YouTube and things like that for a long time. The thing I'm not as attuned at in YouTube is the streaming. I have seen it before and I've watched it, but I didn't know about this. Hubbard gets a screen. Stiff arms a man, but is tackled for a gain of 2 or 3. Hubbard's got to be going off right now. Someone said, lol, the Giants are horrible. Yes, they are. Like, it's bad. Oh, man. Someone said they picked the Giants in a pool league. That is rough, man. Panthers are going to punt. I still believe we can come back and win. Do you hate the Eagles or the Cowboys more? Okay, I love this question. So this is based off of, for me, most recent success, because typically I have some kind of issue or excuse against the recent success, right? So with the Eagles, it was like the Mickey Mouse run. And before that, it was the Cowboys with Dak and Ezekiel Elliott, right? So in like 2015 to like 20, I actually, and I will mention it, I rooted for the Eagles in their Super Bowl against the Patriots. I did. I rooted for them. I'm pretty sure I have a saved like Snapchat or whatever. It was kind of like in the very beginning of me like predicting and making picks and stuff. I rooted for the Eagles all the way up and through then. I would say Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott. So I used to hate the Cowboys more. But now this new era with the Eagles, I feel like I like Jalen Hurts, but I feel like he's overrated. And I hate Nick Sirianni. There's nothing I like about him as a coach. I don't even think he's a good coach. Giants hand it off. Tracy, oh God, he's getting tackled with someone behind his legs. It looks like he's okay. And I was hating on the Eagles over and over and over last year, waiting for them to finally lose. And then what do you know? They went on that winning streak through the tough part of the schedule, lost to the 49ers, and then collapsed for the rest of the season. So I actually kind of pulled back on my hate on the Eagles, and now it's kind of equal right now. I don't really like either team, but right now it's equal. I feel like the Eagles, they suffered it up. They lost the Super Bowl. They had a terrible end to last year. And that's to answer your question, I guess right now I would say I still kind of hate the Eagles a little bit more, but it's kind of like, it's not like I have hope that we're going to beat them, Cormac. Neither. I would not look at Daniel Jones that way. I spilled some orange juice. That's nice. Yeah, I mentioned before that I was running yesterday. I went to a park with my buddy and threw around the football, getting ready for Thanksgiving. And like I said, it's been so long since I've been really active, and I felt slow. And I went to catch a ball, and this is my unstable shoulder, even though it was repaired. As I caught it, it kind of levered its way out just a little bit. That's called a sublux. Scott wishes he had a good-looking QB like Jalen. I mean, Daniel Jones, when he had the beard, was a pretty good-looking guy. He just doesn't have aura. I mean, sure, Jalen Hurts speaks in his Instagram quotes, and he is a good leader, but he is a little corny. So, but yeah, I guess Jalen's, he's a pretty good-looking dude. So, but I don't really envy it. I don't care if you're ugly, You're here to be a football player, and being ugly doesn't win you being handsome doesn't win you the Super Bowl against Patty Mahomes. He's very inspirational. I mean, yeah, I think him and Sirianni are like not on the same page, because I think Jalen's much more of the humble, like we need to keep working hard. He doesn't like celebrating before something's over. Like he'll get hype, right? But he won't like celebrate and showboat, whereas Sirianni will do that. I feel like there's a huge disconnect, and that I think is the biggest problem with the Eagles. I think the Eagles need to get a coach who sees things the same way as Jalen Hurts, and then I think they can be that Alabama like powerhouse that Jalen was in college. Sirianni's been getting carried his entire time there in Philadelphia. He inherited a good team, he inherited good coaches, and he inherited a pretty good quarterback in Jalen Hurts. So he's a bit of a baby, yeah. Yeah, he complains. The way he responded to the Chiefs fans last year, like, you're yelling at these average Joes who are here watching the game. Is that Luke Kuechly pounding the drum? One of my favorite defensive players of all time. Definitely my favorite linebacker ever. Daniel Jones drops back, has time, fires over the middle, low pass, incomplete to Wan'Dale Robinson. Man. Giants got to go 90-plus yards. Can we just run the ball? I get we're backed up, and there's such a long drive that we're going to have to do it, but we need to run the ball. Dude, every coach gets fired up, though. That's the thing. I mean, some coaches like Belichick are a little bit more like stoic, but I don't feel like there's really that many stoic head coaches. I feel like they all get fired up, And the way Sirianni gets fired up is like very immature, in my opinion. He comes after people. Theo Johnson, nice catch on a slant route for 10 yards. What a great play by Theo Johnson. He didn't even make a sharp cut. He just turned inside, and he's so big that it did not matter. Yeah, Tom, I get he gets fired up, but I think Jalen is embarrassed when Sirianni gets fired up because I think he's like, wow, my coach looks like a jerk right now. Jets winning today? I think so. I picked them to win by 1 point, so I won't pick the Cardinals, who they are playing, are a 1.5 point underdog. It's one of those games that I don't want to touch at all if I'm like trying to make a parlay or something. I'm not touching the Jets-Cardinals game. I'm not touching it. But if I were to bet on it, I would bet the Jets to win by 1 point. So that'd be Jets money line and Cardinals spread plus 1.5. And the reason you do that is because if you really do believe that game is going to be a toss-up, bet it to be 1 point because there's negative correlation there. Oh, he's wide open. Wan'Dale Robinson gets him down to the 44. There we go. Sensing a big Tay game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who this is why I think the Jets are going to win ultimately. It's because I feel like the Cardinals defense, although Jonathan Gannon, former Eagles coach, someone you guys should have promoted, him or Shane Steichen, he's got this defense that isn't that talented, playing pretty well in the front seven, but the secondary, you can't cover for people with scheme, So I think Tay and G-Dub are going to have a huge day, and that's just what it's going to be. Daniel Jones drops back, steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle to Malik Neighbors, who did not like getting hit like that in his hamstring. Oh, my God, what is wrong? Oh, my God. Please get up. Please tell me he's just banged up. He's putting his hand on his face. Did he hit his head? What happened? Yeah, Shane Steichen is better than Jonathan Gannon. He's slow to get up. Neighbors is definitely concussed. Please tell me he comes back into this game. If we're going to win this game, he's got to be out there. I'd be shocked if we won without him for the rest of the game. The season has been tragic for wide receivers. Yeah, Olave out for the year. Man, I really hope Malik isn't out for another 2 weeks. Where's Paul at? Paul's in PA or playing baseball right now. I'm not sure if he was able to come back yet. I don't know that he'd want to sit down for a live stream. I mean, I've been sitting in this one spot for 2.5 hours and really haven't gotten up much at all. I haven't used a bathroom. Yeah, Nico's coming back, but Olave, Godwin, Evans should be coming back. Diggs out for the year. Nico Collins. I mean, let me just pull up my fantasy app Let me go to filters, all available. Click wide receiver. And then see who's projected 0. No, not score. Who is projected 0? Let's see. It won't show me. That's too bad. Lazard's on IR. Diggs is on IR. Metcalf is out. Godwin is out. Tyreek is questionable. Slayton is out. Higgins is out. He's missed a couple weeks. Shaheed's out for the year. Oh, they're singing Country Road, Rashee Rice. Daniel Jones hands it off to Tracy, or that Singletary. Motor up the middle. The whole stadium is singing. They know the words. Let's go, Munich. They all got their pints or whatever. Dang, a lot of them didn't even realize. All right. Hands it off to Motor. Makes a nice cut. Good vision. Gets 7 yards. I can't believe yesterday, though. Catching a football, it comes in. You got to kind of pull your hands back. The force of the football and my hand, decelerating it backwards made my shoulder pop out. Just like, not like out. I just felt it move out of place. And I kind of had to give it back to my body. That was too bad. I'm not like too sore today or anything. It's just like every single Tracy drops a flat route. Anytime something like that happens, this is good to understand for sports injuries. If someone's constantly subluxing their shoulder, what's happening is there is a tissue around your shoulder called your labrum. When you hear people say they have a torn labrum, what that means is this protective layer is like it allows your bones to slide against each other, right? Kind of like your meniscus in your knee, you have your labrum. And when you sublux or pop out, it rips that. It tears that. Daniel Jones avoids the rush. He scrambles out to the right. He's got the first down, and he's down to the Carolina 12-yard line. I don't see Neighbors back out there. I hope he's okay. But every time, like I said, that pops out and it rips out, you're tearing that labrum slower and slower. And that means there's less holding your shoulder in, right? So just the more and more happens, the more you're inevitably going to dislocate it eventually. That is if you're doing something scary like a contact sport or something where you'll fall. Happened to me a couple of times when I was laboring and working, it would just be swinging something like that. You just get kind of loose with it. Daniel Jones rolls out to the right after a fake handoff, and he gets 4 yards. He's saying, I'm going to do it all by myself, even if I don't have Neighbors. I don't think Neighbors is good, man. He looked pretty uncomfortable. Yeah, and I'm seeing, Malik Neighbors is in the red zone. Don't you guys know he's questionable right now? He's coming back. He's coming back. Leak. I'm telling you, he is one dangerous vegetable. That is what I say about him. Love thy neighbors. We hand it off. Tracy, up the middle. He's got the first down to the 2-yard line. Let's get Neighbors out there and run a slant. Come on. Use your wide receiver 1 and get within a field goal. He is back, baby. Malik Neighbors. No. What are they doing? Are they sending in 3 tight ends? Okay. They're going to run it in with Tracy or Daniel Jones or throw it to Chris Manhertz or Theo Johnson. I mean, to be honest, this is what we should be doing, so cannot be upset. They have Evan Neal. They got a Zudu out there lining up at tight end. Yeah, we are running this ball. Love to see Daniel Jones roll out and take this himself. He does. He's doing the Peyton Manning get there. And he's in. He did it. I told you. He took it himself. Daniel Jones doing it all by himself with his legs. Giants are going to pull within 3. Electric. Daniel Jones has a good drive getting all the way down the field. He it wasn't like the most explosive plays or run after catches and stuff, but he was hitting some deep ends and stuff. DJ Wildcat, a great fit for him. Yeah, because he's really not that competent of a passer. Cooper and Coleman are both out for Buffalo. Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman. So that means Khalil Shakir. Ooh. Khalil Shakir. Should I start him? Well, I have him starting in Dynasty. But my situation is Tank Dell is questionable. I have Nico Collins being elevated. But I feel like Khalil Shakir should have a big day. Ultimately, though, I think I'm going to just do this now. I have to drop somebody. I'm looking at Bigsby because I have Algier and Bigsby and Ray Davis and Khalil Herbert. So that is 4 running backs who are like handcuffs. So Bigsby had his time. He had his run. ETN and him are both sharing work now. Bigsby doesn't get really, like the passing game work. So I'm going to elevate Nico. I'm going to get him in the lineup. So if Nico doesn't play, well, I would have to make this decision by 1 o'clock. I would put Shakir in. And yep, his points per game are going up. He's at 12.9 now. Do I have Shakir in any other leagues? I think, yep. Okay, yeah, I'm starting him in a couple leagues, so I can live with this. Great drive. Yes, it was. Big Kincaid game. I don't know. It's not like this is the first game that they've been missing wide receivers and they still here's dying school. Here's the situation though. I played Burrow and Chase against them. I played against them. So if I'm gonna win, I need to have some upside. Unless if you think Shakir with all these guys out has more upside than Nico first week back, which personally I think if he's elevated, was he not practicing this week? He's been on a hamstring injury. He's been on IR for it, so he should be healthy. But I don't know. I think the upside lies within Nico, and this might be the week to start Shakir, though. I don't know. It's a tough call. Yeah, I'm already cooked, so I'm like, I might as well try to score as many points as I possibly can and just try to have Nico go in there. And the thing is, if Nico is out, this guy I'm about to say is also questionable, but Tank Dell, I would just put him in, because he's been pretty good when Nico's been out. I don't know. Colts can't stop the run, so probably going to lean on James Cook and Ray Davis at running back. I have Ray Davis. On my bench. I have him in Dynasty as well, and I actually have to start him because I went hero RB, and my hero was Pacheco, and he went down. So I've been starting an assortment of very, very not good running backs. The Panthers have the ball at the 30. Looks like we have Newbin getting ready to blitz, and he does. He chases backside on the pitch to Chuba Hubbard, who gets 3, and there's a flag. It looks like to be a holding. Yeah, I'm actually starting Shakir and Ray Davis in Dynasty. Either way, I understand what you mean about, they're not going to they're going to run more than they pass. I think that's true. But I think what that also means is that when they do pass, it's going to be a lot of short passes, right? They're going to be pretty conservative with their passing game, and they don't have their big play guys. They don't have Amari Cooper. They don't have Keon Coleman. They have Kincaid, right? So that's a guy who can, maybe make a contested catch. But Shakir is just kind of an extension of the run game. Slot wide receiver is the next step up from when I was explaining before about dumping it off to the running back. Just dumping it off to your slot receiver, letting them go to work, or like your tight end or something. So usually when it's a game where you think the one team is going to run the ball more, that same team is probably also going to throw to their tight end and slot receiver quite a bit. Chuba Hubbard, there's a flag. Oh, man. Chuba Hubbard got pulled down by a horse collar, and he grabs his knee or his hamstring. Oh, man. That does not look good. I mean, that's not a very considerate tackle by whoever did that. It does not look good. I mean, he just got extended. Josh does spread it well. He does spread the ball out, and we're seeing a bit of what happened with Mahomes, and he's walking off the field. He looks okay. Maybe he just got scared, but yeah, I mean, he spreads it around, but that's been the case all year, correct? But Shakir, out of all of the Bills' wide receivers and tight ends, has been the guy who has most consistently gotten points. Wow, Chuba fumbled. So Shakir is wide receiver 21. He's averaging 12.7 points per game. He's got one game with less than 10.6 points at 4. But all the other games, he's scored somewhere between 10.6 and 19 points. So, he's kind of like a safe play. You can put him in there, and he's probably not going to let you down. The one game that he did have 4 points was against the Jets. And I don't think they really had Coleman going. Yeah, the Giants did get the ball. No horse collar. I couldn't really see where he grabbed him. It just looked it definitely looked awkward. It looked like it was kind of heading in the direction of a hip drop tackle. I wonder how I upload this after. I think it probably just gives me an option. I'll probably trim a little bit at the beginning so I wasn't there. And like I said, man, I wish I had like a template for you guys, put my face in, give you some pictures and whatnot. I can't show you the game, but I can tell you what happens. Daniel Jones takes a snap, play action. It's Theo Johnson who catches it off of what should have been an interception. Khalil Shakir, 27 to 29 on receptions when targeted. Yeah, he's been really consistent. He's been a sure-handed guy for Josh Allen. And I think he's pretty good. I think is definitely a better slot receiver than Wan'Dale Robinson. He seems like he's a little bit stronger. The score of this game is 17-14 right now. The Giants scored their one touchdown to tie it up, and they got the fumble. There's 7 minutes and 23 seconds left. Giants got the ball under center, handed off to Tracy. Oh! He broke a tackle and then ran into that linebacker. Right shoulder. What do you mean? Chuba? That's his injury? Or Malik Neighbors? Is Malik out there? I don't see him. I see Wan'Dale. I see Theo Johnson. I see Malik Neighbors in the backfield. At fullback. They give him a handoff. Oh, he tries cutting back. I like trying it, We're in that wing T formation. I like that. You get a lot of opportunities for counters and stuff. Chuba's walking around. He looks pretty good. All right, so now you're a little more backed up. I think you got to throw a slant here. 3rd and 7. 4 down. I mean, you could say this is 4 down territory. You want to take the lead here. You missed a field goal, so the game really should be tied. All right, so they're playing. Oh, my God. Are they giving Neighbors one-on-one coverage? Oh, my God, run him on a slant. Oh, why are you throwing a flat route? And Josie Jewell comes down with the interception. The one he makes up for his mistake. Daniel Jones, horrible game. Horrible. I can't believe it. How are you gifted an opportunity? I mean, Tracy dropped it, but it's just a bad decision to throw it to the flat right there. Tightly contested. Malik Neighbors could have just ran 10 yards up the field and then turned around. And he could have thrown it and been down to the 3. Leave Daniel Jones in Germany. Danny Dimes doing Danny Dimes things. Man, it's been 6 years of this. I'm just so, I would say I'm used to it, and I am, but this is unbelievably bad performance against a not even good team. He knows. You could see him on the bench. He knows. He's thinking, I'm blowing this game. I'm losing this game for my team. Chuba back out there, and he's angry. Gets 5 yards. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to get in the field goal range. They're going to kick a field goal, and the Giants are going to have 2 minutes to come back and win versus the Panthers. Put Tommy Cutlets in. I think what's going to happen, Tom, is the Giants are going to go into – after this is our bye week, and Daniel Jones, of course, has that injury clause thing. I think they're going to bench him after this game and not risk getting him injured. And then they're going to start Drew Lock or Tommy DeVito. Be surprised if they started him after this. Oh, my God. Watching this team makes me sick sometimes. They give you hope by doing so many things right, and then they do something wrong. Drew Lock deserves a chance. Honestly, he does. Andy Dalton got a chance for the Panthers. Oh, my God. Just barely missed his wide receiver. And he just cussed. He cussed. Because he knew the wheel route was wide open. Oh, Tyler Nubin got away with one there. He got away with one. Tyler Nubin grabbed his belt just a little bit. And it looks like if he didn't slow down that wide receiver, that throw by Bryce Young would have been on the money. Both teams are selling the tank. Can we get Malik Neighbors the football? I still want to win. I still would rather just win. We have plenty of games that we can lose. Can we not lose this one? Give me the rundown on your weekly picks. Sure thing. I was kind of in the middle of writing them down. I got Buffalo beating the Colts 27-20. That's Buffalo minus 4.5, and that's over 46.5. I have Minnesota beating Jacksonville 28-14. That's Minnesota minus 7 and under 43. Let me open DraftKings back up. I have Broncos Chiefs being a close game, 21-17. So that's Denver plus 7.5. And under. Tracy gets the handoff, spins through contact down to the where are we right now? Is that the 35? Second and 5. Come the Bills Mafia, we'll take you. I have a Josh Allen jersey, but no, that's okay. Bills are a great team, but I already changed teams once. When I was a little kid, I was like a Patriots fan or whatever. My family was Giants fans. I wasn't like ever paying attention. As soon as I started paying attention to football, I became a Giants fan. Hands it off to Tracy, who bounces off contact and manages to get 2. Tom, I will continue for you. So there's a flag on the play. Falcons over Saints. I think they're going to cover the spread. I think it'll be 28-24. That's the over, and Falcons minus 3.5. I think the Steelers beat the Commanders. I think it's really close. I think it's 24-20. Steelers beat the Commanders. That is under 45, and that is Pittsburgh plus 1.5. San Fran is going to beat the Bucs by a touchdown, 27-20. So that's your That's an under. Or I think I actually said 30 to 23. I'm going to officially like write some of these down. I won't really have time to make a post, but I can just tell you. Jones drops back. Looks like a deep play action. Take a shot. Too low. Incomplete to Wandale. Oh my God. The low throws, I can't stand it. Why are our players? It's in the dirt before he can even dive to the ground to catch it. Were you a Pats fan or a Giants fan when they played each other in the Super Bowl? I was a Patriots fan. And in those times, I was in the basement of Super Bowl parties playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on, like Rust or MW3. I like wasn't paying attention. I was too little. The first Super Bowl I remember, I watched. Like the Super Bowl occasionally when I was that young age. Daniel Jones off the hands. First Super Bowl I remember watching was Steelers-Cardinals. And I remember Larry Fitzgerald having an amazing game. And I remember the James Harrison pick six. And I was like 7 or 8 years old when that happened. Behind Theo Johnson. Terrible throw. So yeah, do I regret being a Patriots fan in the past? Oh, well, 100%. But like I said, I never like followed them. I never watched any of their Super Bowls as they happened. The first Super Bowl that like I went out of my way to either watch by myself or watch very intentfully, I believe was like I watched the whole game. I think it was Broncos Panthers. Let me check real quick. So you guys are getting a little bit of a understanding of, how long I've been like, following the Super Bowl and things like that. Yeah, so as soon as it was Pittsburgh. I mean, I definitely watched some of the Ravens 49ers. I think I watched that might have been the first one I sat down and watched because I knew Ray Lewis was retiring. Giants are punting, of course. Yeah, and then everyone after that, Seattle, Denver, that one was really boring. New England, Seattle, that was like the last year that I was like following the Patriots. And I was actually rooting for them, but I was kind of turning into a Seahawks fan because Marshawn Lynch became my favorite player in the NFL. And this was when I really started falling in love with football, right? So I was excited when the Patriots won and it was amazing, but then I kind of was like mad the following year because I was like, it's boring following these Patriots. My whole family's Giants fans, so I converted. Denver beat the Panthers. I was officially like a Giants fan. I'm pretty sure that was Odell's rookie year. I watched that with my buddy. Just showed up at his house, said, want to watch the Super Bowl. I was in like 7th or 8th grade. And then Patriots, Falcons, yep, every single one after this, I've sat down and watched every second of. And I've been a Giants fan for, so that's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost 10 years. The win was handed to you guys, and Daniel Jones blew it 100%. I don't know what he's doing. Bills, Colts. Yeah, I got the Bills winning and covering the spread. I think it's a pretty easy call, 27-20. Hubbard gets a handoff. Giants are actually stuffing the run this time. Were you a Pat? Yeah. I answered all these. I mean, the defense is now doing what they need to do to stop this run game. They know that they're going to run. I'm going to finish writing down these money line picks as well. Denver plus 7.5. Under 43. Under 42.5, that is. Atlanta at New Orleans. Give me Atlanta 28-24. All right, 3rd and 8. They're on their own 21. This has got to be like a screen. It looks like they're going to pass. Young drops back, and he throws a Leggett, like a 12-yard out. Unreal. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It can only be so many things in 3rd and 8. That just might be the game. Yeah, 240 to go. Giants have 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. Should have gone tarps off. Giants get a TFL on Chuba by Burns. Nice play. Over 46. Yeah, Burns playing against his former team. He's probably got some inside scoops. What do you mean tarps off? Is tarp a shirt? Oh. Nah, I can't do it. What was the spearing theory about this game, Jake? Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions 28-24. Panthers hand it off to Chuba. He gets the yards back. It's 3rd and 10. Tyler Newman having a good game. I don't understand the over under for the Pittsburgh Washington game. Under 45. That's what I think. I mean, it happened with the Giants, so maybe the over will hit. They've been scoring more points recently. The Chiefs are due for a loss. Yeah, I think it could happen. I'm telling you, I think Broncos spread is an amazing bet. Plus 7.5. Oh my God. The Chiefs, they don't cover spreads this year. Tell me the last time they had a convincing win by like 2 scores. It hasn't happened. Pretty much the last chance. Yeah, you got to stop them from getting a first down here. 3rd and 10. Yeah, we've got a blanket of 7 dudes all standing at the first down marker. What are we going to do? There's going to be a corner route somewhere. Bryce Young drops back, dumps it off to Chuba with a blocker, and you know what? He might have had something there. All right, Jake, you might be cooked now. What's the theory, Tom? What's the theory? Tell me. The Panthers punter is on the field. Oh my God, almost blocked, and thank God we did not touch the punter. He's going to fair catch it. I think he could have probably caught that and ran. It's kind of a line drive. Daniel Jones time for the Giants, he says. Yeah, like, it's the Panthers. If you can't come back and win against them, you can't lead this team. You can't. You will have officially lost the fan base, the coaching staff, the team, the locker room. Everything will be gone if you lose this game. Jones takes the snap, throws it to Neighbors for 5. They hurry back to the line. 2nd and 5. Jones drops back. He's got Neighbors on the dig. Or it was a curl. So this is what I was saying about Neighbors. Last week he had like 3 points in the first half. And then they're like, Daniel Jones is like, I should throw it to him. Yeah. He's like usually open. And he usually catches everything you throw like in his wingspan. Patriots Bears, I think, is an interesting game that could have an upset. If Daniel Jones throws another pick, you have to buy an Eagles jersey. The odds are too high. You got to send me some alternative punishment for you if this is what we're doing here. I'm still taking the Bears. I just think it's going to be close. Bears 20-13. Give me the Bears spread of 6.5. Perfect spread. And then give me 30. That would be under 37.5. The alternative to that, I would say, is the Bears still win like 20-16, and the Patriots just cover the spread. Bears looking pretty nasty. Bucks beating the Niners? Absolutely not. No way. They don't have Evans. They don't have Godwin. Their defense is really, really bad right now. The Falcons put up like 30 points on them in both games. Just imagine what the 49ers are going to do. I think McCaffrey, I don't think he's playing, but I think he's back now. You know, I like the Bucks and I like Baker, but I mean, the Chiefs have struggled on offense all year. CMC is back. All right, so it's going to be like a three-headed monster for their backfield: Garendo, Mason, and McCaffrey. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying the Bucks can't play well. Okay, I have them winning or losing 30-23, so I have them playing still pretty well on offense. I just don't think their defense is going to stop. I understand, Tom. I see he's playing. I don't think they're going to be able to stop the 49ers offense. I think the Steelers are going to win. I don't know why the Commanders are favored. I understand they've played really, really well all year, but I don't think they've played I guess the Bears defense is kind of comparable to the Steelers, but I just think the Steelers defense might be a little much. I don't know. Russie, that's right. I think he's a perfect fit for the Steelers. This German Munich crowd is amazing. Daniel Jones drops back. 1st and 10. He heaves one down the left sideline. And it is a caught. There's no call. It's a catch. He caught it. Malik Neighbors. Oh, my God. No, he didn't. It just hit the ground. Oh, my God. The announcer, man. Why did he do that to me? He said it was a catch. Oh, my God. Unreal. Was pretty close. I mean, it was a good take, but you're in 4-down territory on this drive. Yeah, it was not close, man. Malik was like, yeah, we'll check the replay, man. Daniel Jones drops back, throws a screen to Jalen Hyatt. All right, Hyatt. I think the Chargers are going to win 20-7, 21-14. That's Tennessee +8. Jones dropped back, quick throw to Hyatt again. They're giving it to him. They're not allowing him to beat them deep. All right, Daniel Jones. You're giving them what they're. You're taking what they're giving you. That's what you have to do in these situations. He drops back. Let's go. Come on, quick to side. Rifles it over the middle of the Theo Johnson. They're now in field goal range. But you got to get the win here. You got to score a touchdown. You don't want to give him the ball back. You're in control of this game right now. Go win it. Go beat the Carolina Panthers. Daniel Jones drops back again. He's looking left. He fires inside, and it's caught by Hyatt again, who's been coming back to the ball really well this game. We are in Graham Gano's field goal range, but Daniel Jones knows with 42 seconds left and no timeouts. He's got to find a way to get this into the end zone. Taking our time. Come on, we got to hike this ball, man. Neighbors, slow plays the 5-yard in. You gotta spike this ball, man. You gotta spike it. So Malik Neighbors had a good second half, as he always does. That's encouraging to see. Do not send the kicker out here. You need to run a corner route or a crossing route, hit something on the sideline, and give yourself at least one shot at the end zone before you just go ahead and decide to just, tie it up. Try to win the game. I mean, what do you have to lose anyway? Go try to win this game. Go down swinging. Carolina takes the timeout, and they want to think about this one. More time to talk about the money line. So we're going Tennessee +8, but the Chargers money line, and for the over/under 40. I'm gonna say under 40. All right. Oh man, my audio. What just happened? I think I have almost all the games. Oh my god, they're still like. All right, I still gotta put down the money line for 4 more, but we'll do that at the end of the stream. All right. Hit something. Hit Theo Johnson. He gets out of bounds. That's what you got to do. So you got 12 seconds. Oh man, what do you do here? I think you kick a field goal now. Pickens 100, Devontae Smith 100, London 100, Jefferson 125, Garrett Wilson 100, Brian Thomas Jr. 100. I don't know about Brian Thomas Jr. 100 versus the Vikings. I don't know about that. Everything else I feel pretty good about. Brian Thomas Jr. could have a good game, don't get me wrong, but he could have 3 for 90 and a touchdown. You understand what I mean? I think I would just take BTJ out of that, but do whatever you want, man. Not my money. Oh my God, what is up with my hair, man? So it looks like we are going to line up to kick the field goal. We're not going to try throwing it into the end zone. What if we run a fake field goal? I'm calling it right now. What if we run a fake? Wow, that didn't help at all. I'm like mirrored looking at my hair, and I can't tell which side is which. Yeah, it's so much better. Look at that. All right. Oh my God, the offense is on the field. Okay, so this is a fade, correct? To Malik Neighbors or a post. It looks like they're in cover 4. It looks like they're going to send pressure. They send 7. He throws it over the head of Theo Johnson. All right. Man, is this game really going to go to overtime? I want to watch the ones, man. They calling a timeout or something? Yup, they're icing him. Man, so this really should be the game-winning field goal because he decided to miss one. So I really hope he makes this and makes up for his mistake. Vikings pass defense is Swiss cheese. Mac Daddy Jones is about to feed him. Oh, Mac Jones is the backup in Jacksonville. That's correct. I don't know, man. I'm just worried it's going to be like dysfunctional offense, Like I said, he still could have a good game. I'm just worried about 100 yards, but you do you. Graham Gano drills the field goal and sends this game to overtime, barring a 5-second comeback or winning play by the Panthers. I can't believe this game is tied. if they win the coin toss. I honestly don't even know what to want right now. I think I might want them to win the coin toss so we can just get a field goal. It's going to be ridiculous, man. Yeah, someone I like this week is Darnell Mooney. Put him in there for 100 yards. They don't have Lattimore anymore. And if London's going to play, Tom, for Eagles Cowboys, once again, I'll say Eagles win 30-20, Philly -7 and over 43.5. Jets Cardinals. This is the one I didn't want to touch. Give me the Jets. They are going to return it. There's a flag. Yay. Nice. New York Jets are going to win. They're going to win 24-23. And that's just barely going to be the over. And that's going to be Arizona plus 1.5. Over 46. I think I got 2 more games left to write down. And then at the very end of this stream, I will tell you guys every money line pick I have for 1 o'clock. Is it me or did it just get really bright for a second? Yeah, Detroit at Houston. Give me Detroit 28-24. Bryce Young and Daniel Jones staring at each other in overtime. Tails. We want these things. We want the ball. Give me the ball. Let's go, Daniel Jones. Man, these German fans are probably having a wonderful time right now watching this duel of the century. For a while there in the fourth quarter, it was like, who is trying to lose the game more? Unreal. Yeah, I really hope I could post this after. I'd like to capture the moment where I realized what was going on with the Tom Grossi raid. That was so awesome. They gave me so many likes. A lot of them are still sticking around. That's nice. I could share screen. I guess I'm still learning. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. All right, let's do a poll. Who is gonna win? Who will win? Or let me say, will the Giants win? Because it's saying yes and no. I can change that. Who will win? Giants or Panthers? Can Daniel Jones get it done? Will he live to see another day? Oh, I can add emotes. Yeah, look at these. These are super fun. Oh yeah, it's a fish. Look at that. We get some emojis. The smart guy with the glasses. That's who I think I am sometimes when I'm talking about this stuff. It's 50-50 right now. People saying the Giants will win. Oh yeah, look at this. I'm sending 100s in the chat. We are 100% going to win. Yup. Not a doubt in my mind. We got the ball, and we got Daniel Jones. What's there to be worried about? This comeback, yeah. They're playing Sweet Home Alabama. They're playing like all the, greatest American anthems, Sweet Caroline, Country Roads. Now you got Sweet Home Alabama. Like, man, I am loving the music they're playing over there in Munich, Germany. YouTube. What is this? Emotes? Oh, that's the ones that they provide for me. Food. Daniel Jones pick incoming. Man, wouldn't that be something? Yo, Tom, did you give your answer in the poll? I don't know how to check. I'm just going to say the Dolphins might win. Eric Gray does a spin move, gets down to the 25. So you think, no, they can't get it done. Daniel Jones will throw a pick, but what if they miss a field goal or something? They've been trying to lose the game as well. 28-27, Dolphins, Rams. I'm just going to say the Dolphins win, man. Not really sure how I feel about that one. That was a real toss-up. He runs a draw to Tracy. That had to be intentional. Oh, man, Tracy is depressed right now. I would be too, man. That's crushing right there. Now we have to do that thing where we try to block the field goal. I mean, don't you just wish you could go back in time sometimes? Oh my God. It's so bad. I'm really behind now. I'm trying to refresh my app and get it. And what's happening is I'm just seeing the same fumble over and over. So I'm gonna stop torturing myself and doing it. All right, so let me really think about this. Dolphins, Rams. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh my God, I got punched out. Man, you got to hold on to that. No, it's okay, Tom. Perfect play by A'Shawn Robinson, former Giant. Wow, unreal. Okay, Dable is just like, this is how you know something just needs to change. '93 is hype about that. Man, I feel bad for Tracy, dude. I mean, you can't just be like, gotta hold that thing iron tight with both arms when you're running between the tackles, man. Yeah, inconsolable. Nah, it's all right, Tracy. Big reason we were in this game anyway. They're just gonna kick it now. Yeah, I would too. Very, very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean the Panthers did play well. They did. They ran the ball well. They converted third downs. Wow, and I want you guys to notice actually my worst case scenario for this game. He drills it. And what did I say the score would be if we lost? 20-14. Pretty close. The offense, man. That's the end of the game. Someone just texted me, that's it. Put in the Italian. I've seen enough. Yeah, man. It's this is rock bottom, people. This is rock bottom for an NFL franchise. We just moved up in the tankathon like big time. Our strength of schedule got easier because we played a team that's now 3-7, right? We're gonna play the Saints. If we lose to them, that's another team we're gonna move ahead of and weaken our strength of schedule. Man, I just don't know what to say at this point. I mean, if I'm gonna look at the team stats and we'll talk about the team stats and I'll give you the money line picks. Let's go NFL games. Show me this Giants Panthers game. Giants lose 20-17 in overtime. Daniel Jones 22 of 37. Bad completion. I mean, it could be worse, I guess. Let's see. 59% completion percentage. A lot of that was throws in the dirt. 190 yards passing and 2 interceptions. It should have been 3, but one was on the same drive. Whatever. 2 interceptions. Tracy sobbing at the end of the game because he fumbled in overtime. Well, I think he should be, feeling pretty confident about his performance still. He had 18 carries for 103 yards and a touchdown. Did fumble, though. Daniel Jones, the one touchdown he did have was on the ground. 7 for 26 on the ground and a touchdown. And then Singletary was good. He had 8 carries for 40 yards. That's what you need. Wandale was our leading receiver, 5 for 51. Malik Neighbors, 6 for 50. Hyatt had a decent game, 4 for 40. Theo Johnson, 4 for 37. Defense, Tyler Newman had 9 tackles, 4 assists. Bobby O, 3 tackles, 7 assists. We had 1 sack by Burns, and that was it. What did I say? If we can get ahead of this game and they have to pass the ball, we'll get a bunch of sacks. But you know what? They got ahead. So they didn't need to pass like that on us. And we ended up with 1 sack. So I'm pretty sure we have now correctly diagnosed what this defense of the Giants is. How does a team that leads the NFL in sacks get 1 sack against the Carolina Panthers? Eric was okay returning the ball on kicks. Smith Marset had that weird play where he did not where he like punched the guy in the face basically. Graham Gano missed a field goal that would have allowed us to win the game. We had turnovers in opposing territory. The Panthers had more yards per play than we did, 5.3 to 4.7. They had more rushing yards. The only thing we did better was pass the ball. 190 versus 126. See, I said 175 when I was thinking last night. But yeah, I guess that's it for this game. The Giants are officially 2-8. And that's 1 team out of our way in the tankathon at least. So there's a positive, but man, this is brutal. Someone said I feel bad for Tracy. Yeah, I feel bad for him too, man. That was gut-wrenching. All right, I'll give you guys this week's money line picks. This way I don't have to post them. This is before 1 o'clock. So I will tag that on Instagram and make sure everyone knows that they can see this once this is up. I got the Bengals-Ravens game incorrect on money line, but I did get the spread correct, and but I got the under wrong, so didn't really do that great with that one. But I was kind of close. The Bengals, they had a chance to win. Bills-Colts. Give me the Bills 27-20. Buffalo -4.5 and over 46.5. For the Vikings, traveling to Jacksonville, give me the Vikings 28-14. That's Minnesota -7 and under 43. For Denver, Kansas City, give me the Chiefs to win 21-17. Give me Denver plus 7.5, and give me under 42.5. For the Falcons and the Saints, the Falcons are going to win 28-24. That's Atlanta -3.5 and over 46.5. Pittsburgh at Washington. Pittsburgh 24-20. I have an upset there. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 and under 45. San Fran at Tampa Bay. San Fran 30-23. San Fran, that's San Fran -6.5 and over 50.5. Patriots at Bears. Give me the Bears 20-13. And Chicago -6.5 and under 37.5. Although I don't feel great about that spread, actually. So I would stay away from that. Go Bills. I got you, man. Thanks for hanging out for the stream. Up next, we got Tennessee at the Chargers. 21-14 Chargers. That's Tennessee +8. Weird spread. And under 40. Eagles, Cowboys. Give me the Eagles 30-20. Or 28-17. But either way, it's over 43.5. And Philly -7. Now for the Jets, Cardinals, give me the Jets to win 24-23, but that's Arizona plus 1.5, and that's over 46. And then for Detroit at Houston, give me Detroit to win 28-24. That's Detroit -3.5 and over 49.5. And then finally, we got the Dolphins at the Rams. This one's going to be close. And by the score of 28-27, I think the Dolphins will upset the Los Angeles Rams 28-27. And that is going to be Miami plus 2.5 and over 49. Thank you all so much for hanging out for the live stream. Too bad the Giants didn't win. But we're getting to that point in the year. We'd have to win 7 games in a row pretty much to make the playoffs. So we are almost mathematically eliminated. But we, for the past 2 or 3 weeks, have been pretty much eliminated from the playoffs. Not that I really had hopes of us. Yeah, you guys can keep voting in the poll, but the game's over, so I'm just gonna end that. But yeah. So most people said Panthers, yeah. This was fun. I'd like to do this again. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Thank you, Tom Grossi, for your live stream raid. You guys gave me so many likes, so many comments, so much support. Some of your guys stuck around and hung out for the whole stream, and that was really, really cool. It's, like I said, my first live stream, so that was a really good way to start it off. And I hope to do this again sometime soon, hopefully for a game the Giants can win. Other than that, I will see you guys in my reaction video. Peace out.